Welcome, everyone, to the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is our NHL analyst and expert, the grumpy old man. They say there's no shame to his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
Grumpy, you don't have your microphone plugged in.
Oh, no, I do have it plugged in. I just have it over here.
Ah, there you are, Grumpy. There he is. We're both having, I guess, some mic issues here today. At least yours is fixable just by strapping it up to your shirt. But for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. This is a twice-a-week All Islanders podcast that takes place every single Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every single Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new to this channel, we encourage you to do a few things. If you like this content, and you want to see more, or you enjoy the content, make sure to do a few things. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, and make sure to like the video. When you subscribe on YouTube, that, number one, it gets you notified anytime we go live. So even if there are little pop-ups or spring-up episodes that are just spur of the moment, you get those notifications. So make sure you subscribe. And also, if you hit the like button, apparently that helps the algorithm. It helps get this fun time of talking the New York Islanders out to the masses. So make sure, if you enjoy the content, again, subscribe on YouTube and like the video. We also do have a secondary channel called TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. Now, that is an all-sports podcast where we talk anything and everything sports. We talk, we talk about NHL, we talk about NBA, we talk MLB, we talk NFL, we talk college athletics, we talk anything and everything sports on that show, and MLB. So if you want to go ahead and see that, it's called TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. It can be found in the link in the description below, or as a featured page here on a YouTube channel called TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. During today's podcast, we are going live during the Islanders against the Anaheim Ducks game here this evening. We're pretty much joining, I guess you could almost say, at the end of the first intermission, or at the beginning, of the first intermission. And it's going to probably end 0-0 here in a period where the Islanders have, as you would expected, dominated a very bad Anaheim Ducks team.
Absolutely carried the action first period.
Yes, they've dominated. I think they're out shooting Anaheim something like 13 or 14-2.
13-2.
Yeah. Anaheim is as bad as they are for a reason.
They've lost, I think, 11 straight games or something like that.
You said what?
I think they've lost some type of 11 straight games or something like that. They're on a real skid right now. So
I was about to say, and it's not a good time for Anaheim to be running across the red-hot New York Islanders. I mean, right now the Islanders, I think, are probably one of the hottest, if not the hottest team in the NHL.
Absolutely.
And, we've played a lot of close games. We've won a lot of these close games in overtime or shootout or a lot of one-goal games. And, you look at the last two games, 2 overtime wins, back-to-back performances, one against the LA Kings, one against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We win there in stunning fashion. So, I guess keeping us on the edge of our seat into the last minute of action these last few games, Rump.
Very true. We had, and both of them were honestly the same, right? Kings come back, they're putting pressure on Sorokin, and then, just a breakaway goal. And the same thing for Toronto.
Hold on. To back it up, who scored? Who got a breakaway goal? You're talking about the Islanders scored. The Kings were piling on pressure in overtime. The Islanders get an odd man break. Simon Holmstrom chops it ahead. I believe it's Jean-Gabriel Pageau who went ahead and had the breakaway, and he pots it into the back of the net.
Right. And then the second game, same thing. Actually, pressure on Sorokin. He makes a huge save. Dobson quick up to Barzell and then across to Horvat, goal. Both of them within like 30 seconds of the start of the overtime period.
Yeah.
After immediate pressure on Sorokin. And Sorokin was, like I said, phenomenal the last couple of games, particularly against Toronto at the end. It was, like I said, for the Islanders to make playoffs, Sorokin has to be sensational. And he has been. I mean, there's 3.5 players that are absolutely the best players on this team by far. Matty B, Sorokin, and Noah Dobson. And if you want to throw Horvat in as the half, that's fine. But those 3 guys in particular carrying this team right now.
He gets partial credit.
Yeah, because I think he's been good.
I think he's been good too. He's not a line driver. He's not, he's a finisher, and he does what he's supposed to do there.
But
He puts a puck into the back of the net. He's played well this year. But I think you talk about the clear defined players who are the best on this team. It's not even close. It's Sorokin, Matt Barzal, and Noah Dobson. Your best forward is Matt Barzal by a country mile. Your best defenseman, when everyone is healthy, is Noah Dobson by a mile. And your best goalie is Sorokin by a mile. It's not even close.
And people who've been listening to this podcast long term know we've been saying that about these players for the better part of a year plus, right? I mean, it was so to us anyway, so obvious. Sorokin, Matt Barzal, and Noah Dobson. Absolutely. You see Noah Dobson's taking a quantum leap jump. Why? Because he's really not partnered with, guys who are defensively deficient out there where he's got to do too much. So now he's got, like I said, I always thought he got an unfair rap on him of not being good defensively. It's because of the crappy partners he has. Romanoff, Chara, Wojciech.
Just to paint, instead of like kind of brushing it over to give an accurate depiction. First year, he was forced to play his offside with Johnny Boychuk in the last year of his playing career. The second year, he's partnered with Andy Green. Third year, Andy Green and Zdeno Chara. And that fourth year here, he was paired up with Romanoff and Sebastian Aho. Do the math. When your partners are Andy Green in the last 2 years of his career, Zdeno Chara and Boychuk in the last year of their career, and number 7 defenseman Sebastian Aho, what are you really expecting defensively from a guy like that? When you feel like you have to do everything on the ice. I mean, I know people love Romanoff, he's so great. I love the analytics. I love this about him. I love that about him. He consistently plays positionally unsound defense. And, last year I think they struggled for that reason. Romanoff still does that. I just think Dobson is so steady back there on the back end. He's I don't know, Grumpy. Where do you put Dobson on the list of top defenders in the NHL?
Top 10.
I was about to say, I can argue top 10, I feel like, at this point.
Yep.
The offensive production has always been there, and this year, even so more than in prior years. And this year, defensively, he's been fantastic. I don't – you think back to the first game of the year when all the Islander fans were so upset. No one trying to blast them off of social media. And, it kind of reminds me of something else, where just a few weeks ago – all the Islander fans and the Lamanites were saying, "Fire Lane Lambert! He's awful! Fire him! Get rid of Lane!"
And if people listen to this show, we're not one of these, oh no, do this. We're really consistent with
not knee-jerk reactions, is what you mean, right?
There's a lot of the Lamanites knee-jerk. 1 week they hate this guy, next week they hate this guy. Get rid of the coach. The coach does this wrong. Then they start winning games. Oh, well, we like the coach. Here's the thing. Our points of view are always steady. We never deviate, absolutely ever, and we're always proven right. That's why people should listen to this show. Among all the others, sorry, they suck. No offense. They're not entertaining. They don't know shit what they're talking about. If you really want to know what's happening with the Islanders, this is where you come, honestly. The unvarnished truth. We've been talking up Noah Dobson for how many years, right? TJ says he's going to be a $10 million a year guy. Would you doubt that in a couple of years when the salary cap goes up? I don't know. I mean, right now he's on a point of game pace. Same thing with Matt Barzal, right?
I wanted to kind of, before you kind of take it over there, I wanted to bring up this. Lane Lambert and the New York Islanders are 8-1-2 over the last 11 games. The one thing I've always loved about how it works in the paradigm of coaches versus players, when stuff goes very poorly, coach immediately gets the fingers pointed at them. It's easier to blame the one singular coach than multiple deficiencies in players and blame multiple players. But when the team goes 8-1-2, I have not seen anybody talking about how great of a job Lane Lambert's been doing over this stretch. Here's the thing. It just further proves the point that this is a team where a veteran-laden team, coach really can't do all that much. The production of the team is fully on the shoulders of the players at this point. These are all veterans in the league, all how they perform.
And the turning point was the Devils game. I said, you know what? It's easy to blame the coach. It's not the coach's fault. It wasn't Trotz's fault, not Lane Lambert's fault. It's the lazy bastards who actually play on this team. And after they lost that game to the Devils, that was the turning for me. That's been the turning point of the season.
It's a little early yet to say there's been a turning point in the season.
No, let me finish. Because you see the post-game interviews. You see Anders Lee actually pissed off. You see Brock Nelson actually pissed off. Matty B's been consistently pissed off with the lack of effort. But you see some of the lazy dogs on the team. All of a sudden, they're worked up. This can't be like this anymore. This was the game that Lane Lambert said that was a sin to lose that game. And I'll tell you what, ever since then, you've seen their effort has been real consistent. They still struggle a little bit with holding third period leads, but they haven't given up and haven't quit. And I think that if the Islanders go on to make the playoffs and make any type of run, that is the turning point. That Devils game is the turning point because you saw a different reaction from the players in the post game. That was very noticeable to me.
It's really early to say we're at a turning point. We're not even 30 games into the season.
It turned the direction we were going in the direction that we're going in now.
I think you're making a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction here. You're acting a little like
if you watch any of the post-game interviews, oh well, this, that, and the other thing. It was the only game they were pissed.
Okay.
The only game they were pissed, and they've won 5 straight since then.
That's not true.
4-1
okay.
or 0-1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Losses are losses. But here's the thing: we won against Carolina. We were dominated against Carolina. Dominated, Grump. We were dominated against the Florida Panthers. Dominated. We were the better team against the Sharks, and we lost that one in overtime. It became a 1-goal game in the third period, but then we just ripped the freaking Band-Aid off and scored 3 unanswered at the third period to make that a big win against the Blue Jackets.
It was the Sharks game. It was the Sharks game that was a turnaround. It was the Sharks game. The game against the Sharks was the one.
Are you sure it's not the one we lost in regulation?
Absolutely. That was the one. That was the one. The Sharks game was the one. I didn't go back. We've won three in a row since then. It was the Sharks game. I think we played noticeably better since that game. Noticeably better.
Well, the sin to lose that game, I thought that was that the Sharks game or the Devils game? I don't know. We've blown so many third period leads, it's hard to keep track of at this point.
It was the Sharks game. It was the Sharks game. I thought it was the Devils. Then I saw the Sharks. I knew that was the one that was the sin, losing to them. And then you saw the reaction from Nelson and Lee. It was the Sharks game. Excuse me for earlier saying it was the Devils. It was absolutely the Sharks. Because I think we've played much better against the Blue Jackets, the Kings, and the Maple Leafs. And again tonight.
Okay. That's been 3 games, Grump.
Okay. But we're playing much better since that.
Here's the thing. I thought against the Kings, it was kind of blow for blow. I thought at times we did a really good job against the Maple Leafs. At times they did a really good job against us. These have all been home games, Grumpy. I'm just saying, wait until you have a little bit of a larger sample size than 3 games in a period, and one against the Blue Jackets, all at home. And you got 2 tough opponents in the Kings and the Maple Leafs, both of which you won in overtime. Just saying, let's get a little bit of a larger sample size. Let's get some more diversity in the teams we're playing. A few road games thrown in there. I'm not going to automatically preordain this is a turning point of the season. They could come out and find this type of game for the Islanders. I think they've been the better team by a country mile in the first period, but they came away with no points.
I don't think you can argue that the team has not played better.
They have played better. They have played better against the Kings and the Maple Leafs. Absolutely, I agree with that. But it's just, playing good over a 2-game stretch or a 3-game stretch, I'm not willing to say that's a turning point. I think we're really hot. I think things are clicking for us right now, Grumpy. Do you disagree? I just think we're hot.
Yeah, and it all started with that loss to San Jose.
It started before that.
It didn't start.
We've been finding ways to win games.
We were outplayed in those other games where we have not been dominated the last few games. We have not been.
Taking a sample size of 3 games and acting like that's going to be offering something statistically significant is just crazy, dude.
Whatever. You believe whatever you want. I saw the attitudes of the players after that San Jose game, and the teams picked up their play since then. Period. End of sentence, end of story. You could try to paint it any way you want. I know what I see.
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm saying a week of hard effort doesn't mean that's the turning point of the season. It's been a week. We're talking about a week of play.
The team has played, I want to say, 25 to 30% better since that loss to San Jose. It's a turning point. It's a turning point.
A hard week. You know what? You need to start building. It needs to be more than a week. Get it to a month, and I'm saying, yeah, turning point. Absolutely.
No. Do whatever you want, like I said. I'm just telling you, the team has noticeably played much better since that San Jose loss. And I thought the guys in the room and the head coach finally said, holy shit. How many games did they blow third period leads, including that game against San Jose?
They blew a third period lead against the Kings and the Maple Leafs.
But
we blew third period leads in both of those games that we turned the page on. We turned the page, baby, but we still blew third period leads.
But the teams played much better.
That's true, but we're still blowing leads.
Let's get to some comments while we are in intermission. Let's get to some comments.
We're still blowing leads, though.
Okay, but we're winning every game. As opposed to losing them in shootout or whatever in overtime, we're winning those games. The team is noticeably playing better.
I think we played better against –
I don't care.
I think we played better against the Maple Leafs, and I think we've played better against the Kings. I'm just not going to say it's a turning point yet. That's all.
I don't care. It absolutely is. JP says, good evening, all. So many goings on in the crazy NHL season. The Stanley Cup winning Chief Berube fired by St. Louis, Kyle Connor, and Joseph Wall going down. That's just life in the NHL. You don't win, you're gone. Injuries are just part of the game also.
I'll say this here, too. You don't produce as a coach, you get fired. How long ago did Berube win the Stanley Cup?
2018, 2019.
About 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Winning a cup doesn't get you as much leeway as it used to. I will tell you this.
How many years do you think a guy should get?
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying in years ago, you win a cup, it doesn't last. It's not like, hey, you got a leash of 4 years. I mean, the Blues were bad last year. The Blues are a team that are not. They won with smoke and mirrors when they won that cup. They were not a great team. They were not the best team in the league when they won that year, and they were a very flawed team. So
they were ultra physical. They had got really good goaltending, and they had some players who could play on that team.
They were not the best team in the league that year. That's fine. Now I will say this, Grumpy, you and I were talking a little earlier.
Stanley Cup pleads something else, though.
Yeah. You and I agreed to something different, or you and I were talking about this earlier on, I guess yesterday. Tampa Bay look like they're struggling a bit. I wonder if Tampa Bay gets to a spot in an impasse to where they think, oof, I don't know what they're going to do this year. They're off to a poor start with Vasilevsky. He's been back for the last 5 or 6 games or maybe more. They still haven't righted the ship. They better start doing that sooner rather than later if they're going to make the playoffs. It's still early yet in the season, but they've played the most games in the NHL, and they're in like the 8th seed in a wild card right now, the last wild card team in, with like 3 or 4 more games, and with other teams having 3 or 4 games in hand over the Lightning right now.
Right now, they are not in the final. They are 10th in conference right now, so they are not in position for a wild card.
So 10th, I'm sorry, even worse than what I had thought. So I don't know. I wonder what the Lightning are going to be doing this year around the trade deadline. Do they double down, or do they say time to maybe make shit up?
They'll double down.
You think so?
Yep. Absolutely. And they can turn around like that. Their defense has not been good this year, and their goaltending has not been good. Missing Vasilevsky for the better part of a month and a half, 2 months. That Johansson guy was not the answering goal. And here's the thing, Vasilevsky's back. Is he the same guy? Kind of a tricky injury to come back from those back injuries, right? So, we'll see. But if they button it up a little bit defensively, they're going to be fine.
You want to know the crazy thing? Vasilevsky's
right now they are tied for the last wild card spot with Washington and Carolina, but they have played extra games, so that's why they're 10th.
Yeah. So Vasilevsky's 4-4-1 since returning back. Might take them a little bit of time. That's a team who needs. You talk about teams who need to get hot. If that team wants to make the postseason, they need to get a stretch where they're hot. If you know what I mean, they absolutely can. They're a fantastic team, great players there on it, but they're in a very odd situation right now. That's for certain.
But it's not like they're 10 points out of a playoff spot. They're tied for the final wild card spot.
Yeah, they've played 30 games though.
Yeah, but they're right there is my point. There's no season. I'm not overreacting to their woes to start the season.
I'm not overreacting. I just said that they need to get hot.
Okay. JP says no Pellick and Pulak on the Islanders D, and it improves.
I don't think our defense necessarily has improved. I think that we're putting forth more effort, which we hadn't been in the past.
In the forward group is coming back and helping out more.
Yep.
Very noticeable.
Yeah. And, you still got guys who occasionally dog it, but I feel like there's been more effort by the team as a whole recently. So, JP Grump.
In the words of the INC, Gene Mean, I was really excited.
In the word of what?
The Iron Sheik.
Oh.
Instead of saying Mean Gene, you said Gene Mean.
Oh. Lambert is forced to play one of the black sheep for a significant amount of minutes, Samuel Bolduc, and he looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, and Aho's back in the lineup tonight.
Yep, he's back healthy again. So I guess we'll see what happens when Pellick and Pulak return. Who is going to be in the lineup? Who will be healthy scratch? And who will get sent down or waived? JP says Edmonton appears off the mat, and Matthews is finally really heating up.
Absolutely. Edmonton has totally turned their season around, and Matthews has been really good for Toronto as of late, without a doubt.
The one thing I'll say here too, Toronto's been another one of those teams that's been playing a lot of games in overtime. I thought that the Islanders have had the most overtime games so far this season. I think it's actually Toronto by one game. So, if tonight's game goes to overtime for us, maybe it flips in our favor. But I was just shocked. I was like, because think about it, the Islanders have had a lot of overtime games so far this year. So, yep. My God, Anaheim's awful.
The aggression goal for the Islanders from I don't know, but Palmieri. that was all the aggression from Palmieri. That was all in the aggression by Hudson Fasching chasing a guy down. Anaheim thinks they're playing kind of laissez-faire defense right there, and the Islanders are coming out. They are coming out and attacking everything in the offensive zone. They're just outworking, like just so slow. That was all Fasching, honestly. All Fasching.
Okay, well, dude, I'll be honest with you.
And that's a goal that Gibson he's going to want that one back.
Anaheim, holy shit, yeah. Oh, my God. It was a weakie that went through his arm on the weak side.
Hudson Fasching and his aggressiveness on the
board. Listen. He did a good job. Anaheim's bad, man. I think we're gonna pound Anaheim today. Absolutely pound them. Anaheim they look slow. They look lethargic. They look like they don't know how to handle the puck in their own zone. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when you have a whole bunch of young guys their first year or so in the league where they think they can overhandle like they're playing still in juniors or they're playing in the A. Like, holy shit, guys are coming a lot faster at me than I'm used to. They're just like, huh, and and they're getting exposed. I think we are much the better team. I think tonight we rout Anaheim. And it's good. We need to rout the shitty teams. I'm happy about that. Kyle Palmieri scores another one.
I'm just saying that goal was totally Hudson Fasching outworked the guy. Number 60 thought he could hold him off, and he stopped moving his feet. Fasching didn't. He picks the pass off, flips it over to Nelson, goes behind the net, throws it out to Palmieri, and Palmieri one-times it. Gibson wants that goal back, and I think Gibson's been really good tonight. That's when he's going to want back at the end of the day.
Yes. So, and not so many words, I'll say this here. We're dominating. They are bad. Nice to see us dominating and having possession and dominating a team every once in a while. Dallas McDonald, Grump.
Loving the play out of Dobson, Barzell, Gauthier, and Horvat. What a pickup Riley has been so far, finding ugly ways to wing and giving up points. I don't know. I'm not that impressed with Gauthier. He's a third line, again, one of the plethora, third, fourth line players. Big deal. Dobson, Barzell, Horvat stepped up, and Sorokin. Riley, I mean, how many teams are going to cut Riley? I don't know. I don't like him driving the net, because guess what that means? He's not playing defense. So I'm not as enamored with Riley as I guess a lot of people are. He's on a team that's really good. He's a bottom pairing defenseman or a number 70 man.
I'll say the same thing I said regarding Grump's early declaration of turning the season around 3 games after. Mike Riley's played like 4 or 5 games, and you look at or how many games? When was his first game, Grumpy? Was that against the Sharks or against the Panthers?
No idea.
Okay, good to see. Nothing like looking it up. But hey, has not played a lot of games. I'm going to wait to pass a little more judgment. He is a good skater. He's a smooth skater. He's good at handling the puck. I think he has a lot more offensive acumen, perhaps, than defenders were used to. Well, I'll be interested to see again. There are going to be points in the season where the legs don't run the same way they used to, or the legs aren't working the same way. It's like, okay, what does he look like at those points? That's what I'm interested in. We're hot. I think we're the hottest team in hockey right now, as I mentioned right off the rip, and we're carrying that over into tonight's game. So next comment here for you, Grumpy. What's up, Helen Yeller? And Drew L. Grumpy.
I don't know what's more embarrassing, watching Sebastian Aho trip on the blue line all the time, or the Miami Dolphins. It's the Miami Dolphins. And I'm going to say one other thing for those who didn't watch Miami lose to Tennessee on Sunday, and I know we'll talk about it tomorrow. Tyreek Hill is NFL MVP this year. That team is so much different. Noodles is so much a different quarterback when Tyreek is not on the field. He is the MVP this year.
Yeah. Jack Daniels, Grumpy.
Hey, TJ, a few podcasts back, I heard you say that Barzell isn't that good. That's not true. Why are you flip-flopping on your views? You're insanely inconsistent, hypocritical sometimes. Jack, maybe you should stop drinking your own self, because we have never said that Matt Barzell isn't that good. Never.
What I did say was Matt Barzell will never earn the amount of money he's receiving in the form of his contract, making him a toxic asset, one that cannot be traded. I did say that. I don't think over the long haul, Matt Barzal will earn $9+ million as a winger. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I love Matt Barzal. I've never said that he's not good. I've never said that he's struggling. Earlier on in the season, when fans were saying, oh, Matt Barzal's got to do better, he's leading the league in giveaways, he's the best forward on the team. He has been for years. He's the best guy on the team, no doubt about it. And I'll say, just like I said that, I'll restate here this too. Noah Dobson is the best defender on the team, and it's not even close. He's the best defender by a country mile. And Sorokin is our best goalie. And just like earlier this season when we were struggling mightily, I said, we're not as bad as our record would indicate. We are an average to an above average team. We're not as bad as we're playing. And right now, we are on cloud 9. And I'll say this here too. You're never as good as you think. You're never as bad as you think. It's like if you went back and listened to this podcast we did 3 weeks ago when our team was at the bottom of the floor, I was saying the same thing. We're somewhere in the middle. I don't expect us to be going on, 12-game point streaks or 10-game point streaks anymore this season. But no, I've never said Matt Barzal's bad. Here you go, Grumpy. Drew L.
Anaheim's missing Trevor Zegras terribly right now, although Zegras has been horrible in the 17 games he did play. They're not very good. They're a team that looks like they're playing. As a matter of fact, I've seen us play against the really good teams looks like this, where it looks like we're playing at half speed compared to the other team. I mean, this is what you got to do against the bad teams. And like I said, I think that Anaheim they're just playing at half speed. That's what it looks like to me. And that's on coaching. The one thing you can always do is hustle. And I don't see that out of Anaheim at all.
They're missing big players for them. They're missing Mason McTavish. He was a guy who was averaging over a point a game before he went out there too.
Breakaway. Oh, Casey.
They're missing again. They're missing Mason McTavish. He's a big player for them. He's been missing for like 4 or 5 games. They're missing again Zegras. He's a big player for them too. They're missing important players on that team off of an already bad squad. So they are very bad I am happy that we are going to dominate them tonight. There is no way we are going to lose tonight's game. Let's just get all that out of the way. Matthew S. said, impressive 2 wins against 2 good teams.
True.
I was worried at that Toronto game. I'm like, holy shit. Does it not just have Islanders written all over it? John Tavares is playing in game whatever, back on the island. He scored his 1,000th point. I'm like, he's going to score a goal in overtime, and it's going to give him a hat trick, and he's going to wind up winning it for him in OT. I was deathly afraid of that, so I'm just happy that didn't happen. Any thoughts on that, Grump?
No.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Let's just read comments here. You got comments, Grump.
Brownie says, Grump, when your first granddaughter plays sports, will you change your view on girl sports? Nope, not at all. I'll just be part of the friends and family group. That's all.
There you go, Grumpy.
Nick Canetta says, how's it going, fellas? Hope all is well.
Good, Grump.
Who needs to be placed on the next one-way flight to Mars on a rocket ship most? Bolduc, Mayfield, or Romanov? Romanov. He's the worst. He's the worst defenseman we have. Absolutely the worst. Second place would be Mayfield.
I guess Bolduc because he's young.
I think he's got more upside than either guy.
So that's why you're not sending him, because he's young.
Absolutely. And he can skate, and he can move the puck. Gungo says, although we're harsh on old man Lou, he needs to be given credit for 3 recent pickups. Riley, anybody could have signed him off of waivers. Gauthier, another guy that no one wanted. And Bertuzzo, he gave up a seventh round pick. They've played well. Bertuzzo's not played well. And Gauthier's been okay. And Riley's he's a bottom pairing D-man. There's nothing special about them. You know what? They come to a new team. They get a little bit of ice time. They're trying their hardest every night. Let's see when they settle in. Heck, all 3 have been better than Bolduc, Mayfield, and Romanoff.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Good. I love you, but I disagree.
How many minutes does Bertuzzo play? Like 11 minutes a night? How much does Riley and Gauthier play a night? I mean, they don't play a whole. It's not like they're, logging 20 minutes of ice time.
Bertuzzo. Let's see here. Okay, Bertuzzo was a healthy scratch for the St. Louis Blues. That same team that just went ahead and fired their head coach. He was a healthy scratch for them, multiple points this season.
13:48 in ice time. Riley 13:36. These are freaking defensemen, so they should get a lot more ice time. And who's the other guy? Gauthier. Gauthier. Where the heck?
Well, like 10 minutes a night.
Has he scored? Oh, here we 10:37. See, that's what I mean. They play such a limited amount of ice time. It means nothing. They're not part of the core. They're just guys who fill in. Now here's the thing: Strome misses the net on.
Who fill in what? You just fill in. Is that was it?
They're bottom pairing defensemen, 2 bottom pairing defensemen, and a 3rd, 4th liner. They don't play a whole lot for a reason. They're not that good. They've been okay. Riley makes a lot of mistakes. Yeah, he pinches up offensively, looks good, crashing the net, all that. He doesn't play. What he doesn't do well is play defense. That's why he was gone out of Boston. That's why he was gone out of Florida. He plays no defense and looks tiny to me. I don't know his size, but man, he looks tiny. Bertuzzo, whatever. And Gauthier, he's looked okay, skating up and down the wing. He had a nice dive today that he got a 2-minute penalty on. Absolutely embellishment. And he's got wheels. That's the only thing that you can say about Julien Gauthier. He skates. He's got a pretty good skater. He's got good wheels to him. That's it.
Do you want to take a guess what they list Mike Riley at height wise?
5'8".
6'1".
He bullshit. He ain't that big. He's absolutely not that big. Maybe it's with the skates on. He's tiny. He looks tiny out there.
They've got him weighing 196 pounds.
He reminds me of Jerry Hart back in the day.
Who's that from?
He used to play for the Islanders in their first couple of years. Jerry Hart, a smaller guy, like 5'8", 175, tenacious. Except they didn't pinch up; he just played defense. How many times do you see Riley caught up ice?
It's working out for us now. It doesn't always work that way, though.
When everyone's healthy, where's Mike Riley? He's not playing.
Yeah,
he's not going to be playing.
Or they're going to play him because here's the thing: Bertuzzo will sit on the bench, and so will Aho.
I don't know. I think Aho's better than Riley. I'm not. I mean, I think Aho's a better all-around player than Riley.
Let's say you're probably in the
Well,
minority.
Okay, best case scenario, he is your number 6 defenseman. Best case scenario.
Yeah.
Right? When everyone's healthy. Best case, he's number 6. That's why it means nothing to me. He's a nothing. You can replace him with anyone.
The Islanders score again. Casey Cizikas puts one into the back of the net. Yeah, my God. John Gibson looks yikes.
That's not Gibson's fault. Anaheim is terrible defensively. They are just terrible defensively. It's not John Gibson's fault. A pass across ice. What the hell you want him to do?
He's floundering around like a fish out of water.
No, that's not on him. Absolutely not. Great.
I'll be honest with you. That's almost pretty much like this play right here you're going to see from the Islanders is like it's almost like you draw it up at practice. Okay, you win the defensive zone. How do you break out of the zone and create an odd man rush? Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry.
You talk about a guy who's got no fucking control over his. My God, John Gibson is.
The thing. Hudson Fasching again, driving the net, taking the defender with him, which leads for the pass back in the wide open net. Hudson Fasching's had a really, really good game today. Pivotal for both goals. I credit him for both goals. He sucks up the defenseman on that play, and he stole the puck, which led to I guess he got an assist on the first one, but without him, it's probably still 0-0. He's been really, really good tonight. They're just standing around. They're just
as we've discussed, our bottom 6 is loaded. That's all we have is bottom 6 players. I fucking detest celebrating the bottom 6 like we're doing. I want to be able to celebrate the top 6. I like what I've seen from Matt Barzal. I want to talk more about what I've seen from him. I've seen from the finishing abilities of Bo Horvath. That's what I want to talk about. Not about, Hudson Fasching looks great. Oh, great, we're seeing good effort from Simon Holmstrom. Yeah, Cizikas, he's killing it. I don't know. At one point, I'm like, I don't know. Noah Dobson, by the way, has another 2 points tonight already.
Wow, really?
He's been out there and assisted on both goals.
I didn't think he assisted on the first goal.
Yes, he did. He had the primary assist on the first goal.
Oh, I thought that was Nelson who had the primary assist on the first goal.
Clutterbuck with the I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. That was that he had a secondary assist on this recent goal. Okay, I misread the tweet. Okay, he's got at least 1 point tonight. Let me correct myself. But he's been fantastic this year. Absolutely spectacular. He's taken every step forward that you could have ever wanted and dreamt of and more. And now the Islanders are going to the box on an interference call.
On Bolduc. It doesn't matter. I mean, I just think they're terrible. That's horseshit. I'm sorry, it's a horseshit penalty.
What a fucking! He didn't even touch him.
It's
a we got to try to keep the game close call, in my opinion.
That's a terrible penalty. No,
I think we have to keep the game close call. But awful.
Anaheim is bad. I don't see anyone on Anaheim who's worth anything at this point, except for Gibson. Gibson's good.
Okay. Mason McTavish is not out there on the ice. Are you kidding me? Anaheim scores.
They don't. Wow. They can't even stick handle the puck. Either one of them. There's Romanoff out of freaking going after guys behind the net. Just maintain your position, Romanoff.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lucky goal. It looked like it was deflected off of something, no?
It's a fluky goal is what that is. Completely fluky.
They can't seriously, they can't string together 2 passes in a row without it being behind somebody or off a stick.
It hit off of Bertuzzo's skate is what Andrew Gross said.
First of all, why is Bertuzzo out there? I mean, sorry. He's not even good enough to play for St. Louis.
It went 5. Good God.
Varley didn't even see that one.
Can't do anything on that one.
I mean, yeah, he didn't. Like I said, he didn't even see it. That's a lucky goal for Anaheim right there. Gets them right back in the game. But that's a lucky goal.
I just hope it doesn't give them momentum. We've had a stranglehold on them through the first half of the game. I don't want that bullshit goal to have given them any sort of momentum. That's all. Nick
Here's
Canetta,
number
Grumpy.
60, who's a freaking turnover machine. Nick Canetta says, you guys see this season Barzy and Horvat as a duo or putting up scores on the power play at the same level of duos like Rantanen and McKinnon, Matthews and Marnik that are very impressive. Okay, full fucking stop, Nick. You're trying to tell me that you're going to take those two guys who are either one of those tandems? No.
I like the energy. I just fucking scored again. What?
No.
Okay, I saw all the guys with their hands up like they were celebrating.
If he put his hands up, that means the play's over.
Okay. I look down as I'm reading that comment. I'm like, did fucking Anaheim just score again? Jesus Christ. Okay. I'll tell you one thing. What do you think the likelihood is that Ross Johnson gets into a fight against the Islanders?
Zero.
You don't think so?
Nope. I
kind of hope he does for old time's sake. I wish Matt Martin was out there and Matty Martz and Ross could have a little fight.
I mean, what? I mean, the puck, absolutely. Varley's got to do better there. I tried to bump it back into Varley. That's a goal. I'm sorry, that's a goal.
He never had possession of that puck. He never had possession of that puck.
And here's it.
That is definitely a goal.
That is a goal. I mean,
are they reviewing it?
They never froze the puck. It was in the net, and he puts his hands up. If I'm Anaheim, I'm challenging that. He never had control of the puck, and the Islander guy knocked it in the net. I mean, if you're Anaheim,
they're pushing Varley in the net. Here's the thing.
It wasn't. He didn't. No, it was the Islander guy who shoved Varley.
No, the puck was under his glove. I think, wasn't it?
No, it was loose.
Okay, whatever. I think the puck's under the glove, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
I think the officials absolutely missed that one. They absolutely missed that one. Totally missed it.
Who knows? We benefited, so I'm not complaining. But I will say this, Nick. I like Matty B. I think Bo Horvat's played well. They're not in the same stratosphere as Rantanen and McKinnon and Matthews and Marner. Here's the thing. I'm not even sure Matt Barzal maybe is better than Marner. But that's it. He's not better than McKinnon or Rantanen. He's not better than Matthews. And I love Matt Barzal, but he's not better than any of those three guys alone. And Bo Horvat's not even in the conversation with those names. My little brownie.
Is there any explanation as to why the Leafs put up 7 on the Rangers after they played back-to-back? I don't know if the Rangers will win the Metro after that performance. Well, I'm going to disagree with that. I think, just sometimes you have games like that, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing. They, I think the Kings were upset with them the way that they lost. The Leafs were upset with the way that they lost. They came out there. They worked hard. They had a few opportunities, hit a few posts, didn't come away with wanted the win. So they came out and they played really good hockey against the Rangers. Rangers are a little banged up still too, but a lot of teams are. So the Rangers they're having a hell of a year. That's all I'm going to say. Nick C said here, TJ, you definitely said Lane had to go. Don't lie, Grumpy. I don't believe you did though. I don't lie. I don't believe you did though. Here's the thing. I still think Lane has to go because here's the thing: we're gonna struggle again some point in this season.
Now
you see why.
Hold on, I just want to. Well, you see why Gauthier sucks. He comes in on a break and he just loses the puck and tumbles into the wall because that's what he is. He's Michael Grabner. That's what third and fourth liners do. They can't finish. That's why they're third and fourth liners, even with the skill set that Gauthier has. I'm sorry, TJ. I just wanted to get that out before I forgot. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. It is what it is. Nick, I'll just say this. Lane will still have to go. We're going to struggle at one point in this season, and every time we struggle, this son of a bitch hits the blender like it's no problem on line combinations. We're going to have a stretch of games where we continue to lose, and the finger will be pointed at him again. It just depends on how soon that is. Is that 10 games from now, 20 games from now? Is it 3 games from now, right? The quicker that is, the more problematic that's going to be. Goon, Grumpy.
Who's the taller man, Bortuzzo or TJ? TJ. Who's the grumpier man, the grumpy old man or Oscar the Grouch? The grumpy old man.
Jack, Grumpy.
To be fair, and TJ have their inconsistencies, don't make me pull the clips. Oh, to be fair, Grump and TJ. Pull the fucking clips. You think I give a shit? Go ahead. Go ahead. You show me a clip where I said Matt Barzal isn't a great player for this team. Go ahead. Pull one of those. You won't find it. It'll take you forever.
I
Absolutely.
don't know. I don't know where I've been inconsistent. I will say this: the fans. I still think
He's
Lane
the
can be
best
fired.
player on the team.
Here's the one thing: I still think Lane will be fired this year.
I
I
don't.
just do. I think it's, and as I said too, if you listen to the whole clip, I don't think Lane is the problem. I think this is, we talked about this 2 episodes ago. Lane will be fired. The problem is the players. We have a laissez-faire country club mentality on this team, and that's what the problem is. The players, we've seen them actually put forth effort the last few games, but it wasn't until the last few games have we actually seen that. Yeah, it's, we have a meh, we're just kind of here, just enjoying ourselves type of mentality, and that's not good enough to win you games. It's just not. Lazy bastards, says Jack Daniels. I thought they were just bad. Now they're lazy. Goalpost move in action right now. Jesus.
You can be both, Jack. You could be just a bad team and a lazy bastard. You absolutely can. But here's the thing: you can always hustle. You can always hustle. If you're not hustling, that's a you thing. You don't have to be the most talented, but you can always hustle. Always. When I'm coaching, not everybody's going to be the same, but I always demanded full freaking effort. You didn't give me effort. You sat on the bench. If I was coaching that team, Anders Lee would have been gone. Here's the thing: you're seeing a little bit more from him now, right? All of a sudden, demote him to the third line. Then he starts playing hard again, right? Put him back on the first line, he plays like a dog. That's a lazy bastard. That's just flat out. That's just the way it is. He's the captain, no less. The captain should always give max effort. Always.
Okay. Lazy bastards, when you saw us get dominated against Florida, we are giving up 36 shots a night. You
Second
don't give
worst in
up
the league.
36 shots a night unless you're horrible, or you play no defense, or you don't put forth effort. Which one is it?
And here's what you've seen even now in this game. A little bit of pressure from Anaheim. Holy shit. We all just start standing around again. Just start standing around in the defensive zone. I mean, how about some effort, fellas? I can stand around on a pair of skates. Does that mean I should play defense for the Islanders?
Yes.
No. Greg Farr says, never mind. Fire Lambert, fire Goring and Hogan so I can enjoy watching again. Okay.
I tell you one thing, it's tough. I was listening a little bit today to the MSG broadcast and telecast. Man, that was tough. Man, it was tough. On the first goal that got reversed on the goaltender interference, I'm like, we're seeing right here, Riley's colliding with the goalie. I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. He kind of got pushed into him. Yeah, he can't run into the goalie.
Oh my God, Anaheim sucks. They just think they could just stick handle, just do
Well,
everything.
the problem is with
That's
that
what young
team.
teams do.
They think they think they have a lot more time than they really do. They think they could just, hey, get away with just pure skill, and that's not what can be done at this level. But Goon Grump.
Nice Romanov getting stripped behind the net because he blows. Goon says we're hard on the Islanders, but observation at least. The Islanders aren't the Maple Leafs. No Stanley Cups in 67, no playoff round since from 04 to 023. Well, they've won a playoff round quicker than the Islanders have. Overpaid players, etc.
Well, more recently they've won one where we have not.
Right. So that's over.
Yeah. And then Drew L, grumpy old man.
I think the reason the Islanders have been playing better is because our team finally has been playing with effort. That's right, not lazy bastards. And Lane finally implemented faster skaters into our bottom six like Gauthier. One guy he's a freaking bottom six guy. Stop.
You were just celebrating bottom sixer Hudson Fasching just a second ago.
It's not. All I'm saying is Hudson Fasching had generated those 2 goals because of his effort level. He's a guy who always gives effort.
True.
I mean, where's Oliver Wahlstrom been tonight? Absolutely fucking invisible. You want to know why? Because you have other guys who are actually hustling out there in the box.
Simon Holmstrom?
Whatever. Yeah, Simon Holmstrom.
You said Oliver Wahlstrom. He's up in the stands in popcorn.
We're never going to see Oliver Wahlstrom again. He's done.
Yeah,
He'll be traded. He'll absolutely be traded at the deadline. Oliver Wahlstrom, first-round pick for something. Guaranteed.
The team is putting forth effort. This is the first time I've seen effort from the team in a while.
Here's the
which
thing.
is nice.
Anaheim is freaking terrible. They cannot. I'm serious. They can't string 2 passes together without turning it over. Not even 2. Can't do it. Can't do it. Even on the power play, couldn't handle the puck.
I agree. Matthew asks, Grumpy.
Stop with Shannon. She's going off a script. I've met her. She's extremely nice.
I think he's nice too, but I mean, I don't know. Jarrell says here, by the way, what was your reaction to the fans booing Tavares? Also, TJ, I sent you something from Grumpy's favorite person, Paul Bitchinette. Oh, God. Here you go. Gungun.
Who cares if they boo Tavares? I'd say get over it. He didn't want to be here. Didn't want to play for the Islanders anymore. That's just the way it was. He got the free agency and he left. That's his prerogative.
Oh, my fuck! Anaheim ties it up. Holy shit! Think about this. We're going to be... Are you kidding me?
Who's just... I mean, they just can't... They are...
Adam Henrique.
Oh my God. It was a bad... Number 5 flubbed his shot so
fucking bad. It was like a shitty pass to an open player in front of the net.
I mean, it's not like that was even... That was not a good play by them.
This has Islanders trap game written all over it. I told you that before the game too.
Yeah, okay. It's early. But I mean, it's holy shit. The guy just totally misses a shot. It's like the Flyers. Just totally misses a shot, kicks off a Pajot skate to Adam Henrique, and he dumps it in.
What the fuck? Oh my God. It almost is like he broke his stick, but he didn't.
It's just luck. Honestly, it's just luck. It's just lucky. It's a lucky
Gugu, but Wall being out really hurts. That's the big thing for them. Grump and I were talking about this earlier. This year, goaltending across the league has been really shoddy at best.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of good goalies.
Nope, it's not been good.
Absolutely, and we've got 2 good goalies on our team.
Yeah. Well,
Varley can't do anything about the 2 goals he let in. I mean, I'm not blaming him for either one of those. It's not like he had poor goaltending. He's played well tonight. Even though he's faced a limited amount of shots, he's not the issue.
I'm glad it wasn't Sorokin, because one of the lead Laminite would have said it was Sorokin's fault.
That's true. My little brownie.
I think Lane said, if you don't play better, I'll be fired. Don't you want me to be fired? Do you want me to be fired? I don't think so. I think the San Jose game was a low point. And I think like I said, I just watched the interviews after the game, and to a man, they were like, holy shit, this stuff's just got to stop. I haven't seen that anger in them, except for Barzell on occasion, from anyone in the country club. Not anyone. They were all angry. And all of a sudden they come out, and all of a sudden they're playing much better. I think I hadn't seen that sort of anger or fire since John Tavares left and they said, F you, you're going to count us all out. That's the last time I saw that sort of anger and fire. Yes. Nick Canetta, Grump. The Islanders and Islanders fans are living rent-free in Paul Bitchinette's head. Okay, so this is what Paul Bitchinette said here. Oh, God. I've got it pulled up. Thanks, Drew, for sending this to me. He says, what a disgrace. Islander fans are clowns. Booing a guy who gave his left nut to your organization. No wonder he left. Classless. Now we're going to pump your eyes shut in OT. Holy shit. I guess he's talking about Tavares. Yes. I've never understood the Tavares hate ever. Never have. I'm done hating John Tavares. I think he fucked us over, but here's the thing. He gave us a lot more good than bad. We can agree to that. I don't think he screwed the Islanders over. That's on the general manager at the time. He didn't have to listen to the player. That's his choice. When he was trying to sign him for 2 years, he should have known. Gar Snow should have known that he was not going to sign back with the team. He should have known that. You're from how many different, any type of contract you want. And he said, I'm going to wait. You move a guy like that. That's all on the GM. Every single bit of it. Definitely not on the player. He earned the right to become a free agent. He took it, and he went to Toronto. Oh, well. Never bothered me at all. I don't blame him. It bothered me a lot more at the beginning. Doesn't bother me now. I saw something else from Paul Bitchinette where he said, what would you want for Christmas? What would you rather have for Christmas? Islanders tickets or lumps of coal?
Fuck. Oh man. Leo Carlson headed there to the box. Islanders going on the power play. What was? I'm sorry, the question, Grumpy.
I think he said, "What would you rather have for Christmas, coal or Islanders tickets?" Saying like either one is like a punishment.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, now the Islander guy broke his stick, and I guess he held on to his stick too long, so he gets a penalty for carrying with a broken stick. Okay, to me, it should have been a slash.
The officials just across all sports are not great. They're always going to fuck up. It's just that simple.
The thing that looks so good with the Islander power play this year is
Movement.
the pace. It's the pace, pace of the movement. And here's the thing: having Bo Horvat absolutely helps the team.
Yeah,
I mean, just the pace and putting Matty B down that side. Who turned that puck over?
Okay.
Having Matty B on one side with Dobson over there, that puck is moving. When you move it fast, everyone's got to slide. It opens up opportunities, and you've seen it this year. Power plays are much better.
Paul Bichonet also said here, the Islander fans booed the Jumbotron congratulating a guy getting 1,000 points tonight. I'm still in shock. Where's Popovich when you need him? Clown show. Yeah, there it was. So, I didn't like the fact that we were booing. From an outside perspective, if you don't think about how often we show up in like the headlines, we're not a fan base that shows up too much in the headlines, and that maybe is a good or bad thing. But it's like you look at,
no goal.
We get branded. I think we get branded poorly.
Referees waving off a goal. So I don't know what happened. And Nelson put one in the net.
Keep watching. I'll finish up what I was saying. But, I think we get branded poorly. Like you look at back when we threw the beer cans on the ice, quite a few times ago. That's one. And that's like, okay, if fans are booing there, it's like our fans don't show up much, in the news or anything like that. I don't think we're an asshole fan base. I wish we were a little bit more. The asshole fan bases are like the Phillies, the Boston, the Massholes. We're not like that. I don't get the fans booing John Tavares. I didn't get them throwing beer cans on the ice. But other than that, we're very tame, nice fan base, I think.
The only thing that bothers me about Islander fans is where they think they're second-class citizens because of the Rangers or whatever. I've never understood that ever, but they are.
Mm-hmm.
They feel inferior to the Rangers. I could care less about that.
Theodore Allen saying Butch destroying Biz is all time.
Oh, I didn't know what he said.
I didn't either. Jack Daniels says here, the team is still not good, guys. Let's not kid ourselves. Depending on what good is to you. Yeah, I don't think the team is good. I think we're an above-average team, average to above average. We're going to have time periods where things are going great. We're going to have time periods where shit sucks.
We have We have three players who my God, they just leave the puck in front of the net. They are freaking terrible.
Who the hell was that who just steamrolled the Islander? Who the hell was that?
Brutus knocked Lee on his ass. But I mean, they just left the puck right in front of the net, overskated not once but twice. It's like
Anaheim's bad. The fact that this game could be tied going into the third period is concerning to me.
They are absolutely terrible. They are horrible.
They can't control the puck. They can't stick handle. They can't pass. They struggle skating. Anaheim's a bad team.
If I was an Anaheim fan, I wouldn't watch for a couple of years.
3 years.
They're horrible. They can't handle a puck at all. I mean, at all.
As just a hockey enthusiast, it's hard to watch because it's painful.
Oh,
nice takeaway by Noah Dobson. Who the hell was that? Do you see Matt Barzal almost got sprung for a breakaway?
Yeah. I mean, because he's trying to stick handle for two guys, and he leaves the puck there as he stick handle, it just gets taken away. They're horrible. They're freaking terrible. We're not losing to this team. I'm sorry.
Even though it's tied, I still am like, there's no way we can lose to this team.
I mean, we are out shooting them 26-12. And actually, this looks like most Islander games with the other teams out shooting us.
Oh my God! Fashing almost hits one in on a redirection.
How did he miss that? It looks like I don't know what happened. It looks like it bounced or maybe Gibson made a statement. Look, number 4, that's Cam Fowler. He's the best defenseman. He just got terrible.
You're not describing what's going on. You're just speaking and rambling, my friend. So we'll go back to comments there.
Yeah, we're totally dominating again. Back to totally done.
Ariel Woods says here.
Whoa, Grump's positive. I'm just realistic. I only speak the truth on this show. Sometimes, here's the thing. The people who think I'm negative, that's because you're too positive. The people who think I'm positive, because you're too negative. I only speak the truth. Jack Daniels says, Samsonov used to be good. Guess he's not anymore. That's fair. I don't think he was ever really good. He was okay.
He had a good year, I'm thinking.
When he was with Washington.
Yep.
JP says the Leaves have shoddy goaltending, except if Wall gets healthy. Wall's not that good either. He's really good. No, he's not. He's not.
By the way, the guy who turned over the puck in front of his own net was Leo Carlson, who left it on the doorstep for Anders Lee. Oh, my God.
Like the rookie, right? That's what happens when you play 18-year-olds.
They've got a lot of young guys on. This is a team. Anaheim needs to add some Jesus. Engvall, you bastard.
But here's the thing. The puck never left the zone because they're too busy trying to fly the zone without the puck. They're horrible. They are so bad. I don't know how many more of those plays they can absolutely do, but it's like every single one. They just
is that a trip?
I don't know penalty, but I'm going to tell you what. They're worse than San Jose is.
Yeah, San Jose I thought played better than these guys are.
San Jose at least had their sticks on the puck. These guys are terrible. Carlson, number 2 overall draft pick, you should have picked somebody else. I'm just saying. I don't see anything that makes him shine. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I've seen nothing from that kid that says NHL player.
Now, is this guy Wall? How long has he been with the Maple Leafs?
I think last year he was like a third stringer, and this year Samsonov's not good, so Wall stepped in. Well, I don't think Wall's great either. It's like games where he's given up a shitload of goals.
He's young, by the way.
Yeah, well.
He's 25. That's relatively young for a goalie.
Oh, my God.
Maybe they finally found their goalie, Grump.
I'm going to bet they haven't.
You want to know the crazy thing? He's got a .916 save percentage. Same as Sorokin's.
Yeah, that's not great. Like
I said, but you see how the perception of him is Wall's had such a great year this year. It's not the perception of Sorokin, though.
Yeah.
Good, Grump.
I think it's that time of year for our annual look-see through the Islanders Lab site. And both you bold bitches give a yay or a nay the merch. Are you ready for a good time? I say most of the merchandise sucks. The Islanders merchandise is probably the worst in the league. They never do anything. They never do anything that might be appealing to fans. Ever.
I do like the white. I do like the old retro Islanders, like the fisherman jersey. I do like that. They've got the white.
They ruined it. They freaking ruined it. They ruined it because they let some VP's kid put the colors together, and that's what they have. Terrible.
Today we got an ad to read here from DraftKings. Bet the action on the ice with DraftKings Sportsbook. You can bet things like same-game parlays, if a guy's going to score or not, how many hits, how many shots. You can pretty much add up any sort of bet you want there on any NHL games there on DraftKings there. But download the app now and use the promo code THPN. New customers get $150 instantly for bonus bets for betting just $5 on hockey. Again, that's promo code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. The crown is yours. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, if you have a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for a gambling problem if you call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of the Boot Hill Casino Resort, must be 21 years or older, but age varies by jurisdiction. It's void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources.
Yay.
X, if X is listening, you better get starring. X, you better get to work. X.
So is Grump arguing that we've already hit our turning point and that it's up from here? Why limit yourself to such a small sample size? TJ will be right just by default as soon as we go on another skid.
Yeah.
If you've watched the Islanders and how they've played this year, which has been, I think, just mediocre at best, dominated by just about everybody we play, and the play of the last 3 games, I think you would have to say that we're playing much better and as a team. That's all I'm saying. And if that continues, that game against San Jose was the turning point. You saw it.
That's much different than what you said, though.
I said if the Islanders, that was the turning point of the season.
Yeah, right, you were very definitive how that could be the turning point of the year. That's a turning point.
That could be the turning point of the season. That could be the turning point of the season.
You said that is the turning point of the season.
We've played so much better since that game, since that loss. When we were up 4-1 to San Jose and wound up losing in regulation.
What if we lose tonight to Anaheim? You're gonna still be saying that?
I think we're playing better than Anaheim, though. Regardless of result, we've dominated Anaheim.
Okay. If you're talking, let's say we lose to Anaheim in this hypothetical. You will have won 2 games in overtime against good teams, really good teams, and the Kings in Toronto. Lost to Anaheim, and a win against Columbus. I don't know. Anyway, Ariel Wood, Grumpy.
We did not blow a lead against the Kings. That's right, TJ. We were down 2-0 going into the third, and Anders Lee had 2 goals in that game.
That's right. I'm sorry, Ariel. You're right. Now that's right. It's coming back to me. We've blown so many leads, I just lumped them all together. But you are 100% right. I'm wrong. That was the game where Anders, he had the sleuth foot, and then he scored 2 goals. He's got now 7 on the year, and it's what got him there. Yep, absolutely. You're right.
And here's the thing. We were outplayed in that game. Let's be honest. We were outplayed in that game. And then the Leafs game, they scored 6v5, and they have one of the best 6-man units in the league, and then we won that in overtime. I think against the Maple Leafs, that's where I thought that game was pretty much back and forth, but the Leafs controlled the action, certainly in the third. Sorokin made a couple of sensational saves. Doesn't matter at 6-on-5, still got to stop that shot with under 5 seconds to go in the game. Got to be better defensively. And I thought that was a fluky way to win in overtime, just like beating the Kings, where we were getting, it was only 30, 40 seconds, but the other team was Sorokin makes a sensational save. All of a sudden, bing, spring. The other guy can't make save. Goaltending's the difference.
Carlos.
Salute to Islanders Nation.
You write 2 pops here says, call up Ishikov. Lee on the first line is a joke.
He's going nowhere. He's going absolutely nowhere. Tony Cheese says, Islanders blowing leads and TJ's blowing loads. He's going to be a papa.
Looky there, Tony Cheese. Ariel C says here, Anders Lee has looked better since getting promoted to the first line. I think Barzal enjoys playing with Lee.
I disagree. I think he enjoys playing with Horvat. He doesn't give a shit who's on the other side.
Anders Lee, I fucking hate him. I hate that bastard.
Anders Lee has been invisible since being back on the first line. You don't say
he's played better as of recent. He's played better as just like the whole team over these last little stretch has played better. He's done the same.
But him on the first line, he doesn't play as hard. Or maybe here's the thing. Let me qualify it this way. Maybe him playing with high-class athletes make it look like he's not doing anything because he just doesn't have that skill set. He looks like he tries harder when he's on the third line.
I think we signed Bavillier after the season, like for $2 million for the fourth line, because I think Cal is done after this year. I don't know what's going to happen with Anthony Bavillier, but
why?
Yeah, why? I don't see the need for. We've got so many bottom 6 guys. No need.
We don't.
If we were like every other team in the league where we prioritized our top 6, you could maybe then justify giving a guy like that a 1-year, $1 million contract to allow him to get his feet back underneath and give a consistent role to try to earn himself a next deal. Because in reality, Anthony Bavillier, do you think Chicago re-signs him?
No. It depends on how he plays, right? How long has he been there? Week or two?
6 games. 6 games, he's got 1 goal.
I
It's
mean,
not good. He's
does
got
that
9 points.
re-sign?
9 points in 28 games. Grump.
Well, here, if you're a guy like that on the Islanders, that probably is a 7-year deal worth $3-4 million per.
He's only 1 point behind the mighty Anders Lee this season.
He's better than Anders Lee. Come on.
I'm just saying that. I figured you'd get a kick out of that. Nick C. Grumpy.
Kings and Toronto played their starting goalies against us and put their backups against the Rangers. Is Talbot the starter?
Yeah, he is. He is.
And Talbot lost that game. Talbot lost that game for them.
He made a few mistakes.
Yeah, and they both wound up in the back of the net. That's what happens when your goaltender is not that good. That's what happens. You got to make the saves at the big moments. He doesn't.
Well, let me put you like this. I hope that teams continue to disrespect us, because if they put their backup goalie in, it just makes it more advantageous for our team. So, and that really necessarily bothers me. But I will say, I'm like, when you're in the postseason, you're not playing backup goalies, so I like, from a reassuring point of view of as a fan, I like to occasionally see us beat top tier teams with their top goalie in, because I'm like, okay, cool, we can do that. There's always that doubt. I'm like, what if a better goalie's in the net? Does they stop that shot? Does it result in a loss for us?
Okay, and who was the goaltender against us for Toronto? Wasn't it Samsonov?
Yeah, it's Samsonov. Woll is the starting goalie for that.
Woll's the starter, so no.
He's injured. Yeah, he's injured, so he's not playing right now.
We played the backup.
Yeah, it's like saying we played Kochekov against the Hurricanes. Well, if Ronta, I think he was out, or Ronta maybe was healthy, or if we played Ronta, it's like saying we played the starter. Freddie Anderson's the starter.
Anderson's number 1, Ronta's number 2, and Kochekov, he's freaking AHL.
Kochekov, yeah,
he's the guy that we played against because he blows.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you one thing. Speaking, Carolina is going to be without Svechnikov for an extended time period. They said quite a while is how long. They said, how long is the timetable? Quite some time, or quite a while. I don't remember the exact terminology they used, but yikes.
He's not been good this year. I think he's still struggling coming back from the knee injury that he suffered in May? Was it May or April or May?
It was like had to be like the last 2 weeks of the regular season.
And going by some of the Lamanites' logic, he might be ready to play in 2026, because that's when you recover from knee surgery. Takes a lot of years, particularly, if your name is Anders Lee. Takes a lot of years.
I'll tell you this here. The Hurricanes don't have a goalie. Their defense has been suspect at best. I think Burns has looked very questionable back there. I don't think Orlov has looked good for them either. What a shock. Another one of those great Boston defensemen, just like our boy Mike Riley, who went someplace else and has looked underwhelming. Dmitry Orlov is playing on the bottom pair for the Carolina Hurricanes. Just let that sink in.
I don't think that it's fair to call him a Boston defenseman. He was a Washington defenseman.
Washington, then played with Boston. He looked good in Boston, though.
Okay. Yeah, he did look good in Boston. He played at the
Everybody looks good in Boston as defenseman.
Yeah, well, their team was they were wagging last year, right?
Oh, yeah. Ariel Wood says here, Fashing, Cizikas, Bavillier, or Holmstrom, Pajot, and Bavillier.
I don't see why they bring Bavillier back.
I don't know. The only reason they would, if it would be like, unless Matty's already signed here long term, so I don't know.
Unless Matty B wants him back. Right?
Mario Grumpy.
Lamoriello has gotten 2 decades since his Devils last won a Stanley Cup, so Berube, in comparison, got shortchanged. Okay, but here's the thing, right?
I like that, Mario.
Coaches have a much shorter shelf life than GMs. Much.
You think about Barry Trotz, right? And Barry Trotz never won a cup with us here.
Any coach has a shorter shelf life than the GM.
Thinking back on it, there's issues I had that Barry Trotz did, but think about this. He won a cup with Washington. Then he left. He came and joined the Islanders. They made the playoffs their first, second, third, and fourth year he was there. The last 2 years before he was fired, they made the Eastern Conference Finals, and then he had a really bad season. He was fired.
No, I think he made it the first 3 years, then didn't make it the fourth year and was let go. He was only here 4 years.
Okay, so the first year they made the postseason. The second 2 years they made the Eastern Conference Finals in both of those years, and then he was fired the fourth year because he didn't play well. But you think about the not for long that is the NHL. He was fired. It wasn't like his contract was fired. He was fired. He won a Stanley Cup, made the postseason with a team that was one of the worst in the NHL the year before, and went to two Eastern Conference Finals in a 4-year time frame. Cup, fourth best team in the league. 3 of the 4 years he was there. And then that last year was bad. So, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I thought Trotz did things wrong. The more and more I see this team, the more and more I'm like, it's completely the players. The coaches are very tied on what they can do. So, Mr. B, grumpy old man.
Mr. B, here's a neutral question to keep you two from arguing about the Islanders. Straight up trade. Tavares for Crosby. Would this benefit both teams? Do you think Tavares or Crosby would go willingly?
I'd take Crosby.
Me too. Absolutely.
If I'm picking one guy, even at his age, I'm picking Crosby over Tavares. And they're both really good players, but I'd take Crosby's a better skater than Tavares at this point still.
Toronto would not take that trade. No.
Really?
You think no, I'm sorry.
The Penguins, right?
Yeah, Pittsburgh would not take that.
I was about to be shocked. I'm like, why the hell would Toronto not take that trade?
Who's the better player? It's Crosby.
Crosby, think about this. Crosby, at the age of 36 years old, 27 games, 28 points, 15 goals. Not bad, man. Not bad at all, Grump.
Nope.
I'll say this. Washington and Ovechkin's number production has been really far down. Haven't been scoring a lot of goals. HP Carlos said, cool daddy beard, TJ. Thank you, Carlos. Ariel Wood says here, Lou has been great with being proactive on the blue line.
What does it say?
What else could he have done, though? That's my question. It's like that was the only moves he could make, and the moves he had to make.
Here's what it tells me. We have nothing in the farm system at all on the defensive end. Nothing. You have to make 2 moves, a trade, and picking a guy up off a streety is because you have no one in your organization who can come in and fill those bottom 6, the bottom pairing role. That's what it means to me. No one in your system is good enough to be a 12, 13 minutes on the defensive zone. And that's his biggest failure. Not having young players in the organization. Here he is. I know Riley didn't cost anything. 7th round pick is anything. Okay. Look who you traded for. Guy who's finished, right? Bertuzzi's finished.
Bertuzzo, yeah.
I mean, maybe you could have used the 7 to get higher up in the draft later this year. You only have 5 picks left. By the time the draft comes, maybe you'll only have 4 left. I guarantee you, that first round pick is disappearing. It's going to be gone.
So at the deadline, you can mark this down now. You can hammer this in granite if you want to. At this year's deadline, we will be trading away a first round pick, and we will be trading away Oliver Wahlstrom. Both of those do not get attached to either one of those. They're both going to be gone.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think – I have my opinions on Oliver Wahlstrom, what they did to him this year, recovering from surgery, giving him a preseason with guys like Dmytro Timashov and Ruslan Ishakov, players that do not play in the NHL, and not giving him any chance to reestablish cohesion. I thought they did him dirty, and this year not really given a fair shot.
That's been their MO, though. That's
certain guys they just don't do that for.
And certain guys they just love who get a zillion chances because they like that guy.
And maybe, right, I will be fair and honest. Maybe it has to do with the fact that they value what they think another player can bring to the table more.
You don't give guys 3, 4, 5 chances and then one guy gets 5 minutes. That you're just not being fair. It just tells me you play favorites in this one. They absolutely play favorites in this organization. Absolutely. It's not a meritocracy in the Islanders. It's, hey, whose back do you slap? You give them a little tickle in the undercarriage there when they need it. Those are the type of guys who get promoted in this team. Nick Canetta says, if I'm the division winner, the Lightning are the last team I want to see in the first round, regardless if they're playing bad right now. True.
Yep, absolutely. Frank Grumpy.
Hello, Grumpy Old Man, TJ and X-Man. Hello, super audience, with another huge win by the Leafs. The Leafs losing to the Islanders. You two laughed at me when I said we'd win a lot of those 2 games, and then we played good D. They won both games, so don't pump your tires too much, fucking Frank, because you didn't get it right. You only got it half right.
He said at least one. He was doubly right, Grumpy.
No.
Greg Prado. Look at this guy, Greg Prado. Look at him, Grump.
He looks like a guy who needs to be double checked by TSA when he goes.
Dude, dead ass. When I see this picture every time, I'm like, this is a guy that causes problems at the airport. When I see Greg, that's what he looks like, Grumpy Old Man. They've got to send him through the machine. They say, sir, we're going to have to do extended checks on you real quick. That's the way he looks right there with his aviators on there, Greg.
You want to know something? I went out to BJ's Wholesale Club yesterday, and I was amazed that the only people in there shopping were old people.
That's you, Grumpy.
Well, that's the response that Son X also gave me. So you're old. But you know what? Here's the thing. I didn't need a stroller to hold me up as I'm walking around or tripping and falling on aisle 4. I'm just motoring and moving. You know what I'm saying?
Give it time.
TJ Grumpy, I can't believe I'm back. TJ, I sent you a great screenshot via Twitter that contains the most outstanding flabbergasted expressions on your faces upon the Romanov trade fiasco. Share it.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that's a good one here. Let's take a look here. X-Pun, Grumpy.
34-14. Evening, fellas. Hope you're doing well. Frankie
Hope
G
you are
said,
too, Pun.
this is the best we've looked in the last 3 years. I know we have blown leads, but we can clean it up. We actually have some offense.
I think we have looked much better as of recent. I think we've played better hockey. I think we're hot. Things are looking good right now. But here's the thing. Do not expect this dominant performance game in and game out, unfortunately. The mustache ran its course. It's getting cold, Drew. That's why I have the beard, damn it. Palms up. Palmieri with the goal there. Grumps, it's Palmieri, is what Frank says here. X better get the starring fucking comments. You better get your son X to get to work there, Grumpy. This is the screenshot here. Take a look there. Myself and Grumpy.
Looks like Jack Benny.
Who the hell is that?
Oh, God. Who's Jack Benny? He's a former comedian. He's dead now. And he was like, oh my. This is one of his things. Oh, my.
Okay. Well,
Jack
Drew
Benny.
L. Grumpy.
Anyway, that Palmieri can get traded by the deadline. This has been his best season Islander. It's all thanks to Brock Nelson. I mean, he's got 12 points. He's got 12 freaking points. I know he only usually gets 33, so he's still got a ways to go for that.
Do you remember when people keep telling us like, "Hey, if you average out Palmieri's performance, he would have been a guy who scored 30 goals if he would have played the entire season." Whatever bullshit they try to tell us about him, I'm like, he's a guy who is consistently, half a point to 0.6 of a point a game. That's where he is now. It's just like that's a really good third line guy. Like that, like back when Palmieri had all the juice. That was holy shit. Big save by Varlamov there, and close as I think Romanov was all over the place. Good to see. Good to see some things never change.
How much time is your game? What time are you at?
18:21.
Oh, I'm at 18:04.
Oh, well, shit.
Oh,
sorry, Grumpy. Next comment, buddy.
Fashing is great. If Lou knows anything, it's how to sign quality bottom 6 guys. LOL. Jokes aside, I do like him. Remember, Fashing was not his signing. That was Fredo's signing.
He couldn't stop ranting or he couldn't stop raving about how great he was.
God, number 7 pinches up. Number 7 pinches up. They were just. Oh, that's Gudas. He sucks too. Gudas sucks too.
Yeah, Jack. Here's the thing. I like our bottom 6 guys. It just gets to a point where I'm done celebrating them.
You're not winning championships with bottom 6 guys.
I do. It would be different if it was like, gotcha. we brought in a bottom six guy, but our top six is fantastic. They get all the praise. No Dobson, Sorokin, every single day they just continue to get all the praise. And it's like, we have unsung heroes on this team. The bottom six are not unsung heroes. It's like every telecast they talk about the great fourth line and the great third line and the effort they put out there every shift. I'm like, shit. Other teams, it's just like, hey, our top lines are doing so great that it's an afterthought, and they bring up how they're unsung heroes. Our telecast.
Oh my God! How the fuck did
you miss that?
Not once, but twice. No one there. He misses it. He missed a wide open net twice.
I need to get Phil on right now. I need to get the head laminate on. Ask him how the hell Simon Holmstrom missed that twice.
I can tell you why he missed it, because he sucks.
First liner, baby. He's got top six potential. How many of these fucking losers telling me top six potential? Holy fuck!
He hits the side of the net, then he throws it. Who the hell knows what? He sucks. There's a reason why he's a third liner. That's what he is. That is his skill set. Being a fuck up with the puck. That's what he does best.
How did he miss that? Dude, there's no way we will lose to Anaheim. I would be shocked if we lost to Anaheim. Oh, I cannot believe he missed that. This is a game where we've dominated. It's a tie game, and we've got guys like Holmstrom who have a wide open net and a sitter, and he can't put it in. I'm like, these are games that somehow teams sometimes find a way to lose. But our offense is cutting through the Anaheim's defense in transition. We are looking very aggressive. We're looking dominant across the board.
Dobson. Oh, man, he walked in.
Oh,
who's that? No, there's Romanov. Oh, he never sucks too, man. Oh.
My God.
Anaheim's like the worst freaking team. They look like they're the worst team in the league.
John Gibson he's just like kind of sliding about. Gibson has not looked good tonight, I don't think either.
What are you talking about? Neither one of those goals is his fault.
I'm just saying he doesn't look positionally like he's controlled. He just looks like he's all over the place.
Because he's got to play defenseman too for the team because their defense sucks.
That's why he's coming out of the net and he's trying to go ahead and put sticks on defenders, on forwards. He's playing defense.
Absolutely.
Jeez. Yeah, my God. It's really hard to watch another team not be able to string together two passes.
Like I said, they're terrible. I don't just a guy falls down. They all fall down. Why is everyone falling down?
Oh, my God, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, seriously, they're horrible. If I'm an Anaheim Ducks fan, I'm not watching. There's no way I'd be watching. Every once in a while, I pop it on. No, they still complete a pass. I'll come back in a month. Because, I mean, that's how bad they are. That's frustrating. When you can't complete a couple of passes. Carl says, since Lou called out Barzal and Horvat, both have been great. I don't remember.
I didn't think he called them out. Frank Crumpy.
Frank says, TJ, instead of celebrating Islanders' goal, you immediately look for excuses why we scored, LOL. That's true. You do that.
We are dominating Anaheim. I'm not making excuses. We're dominating, and we are dominating Anaheim. We're dumb. We are just completely controlling action. We're putting pucks in the back. Well, we're not doing enough of that, but we're dominating Anaheim. Absolutely dominating them.
Oh!
Are you fucking me? Are you kidding me? What?
Bolduc went for the Bertuzzo's out there. Turnover. He sucks. Knuckleball right over the top shoulder.
Who the hell is 41? Is that Bertuzzo?
Yeah, he sucks.
He just got walked right out. There's a reason he only had 4 games played, and it was a screen shot. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Bolduc put a stick on his stick. It just elevated up the shaft, and it put it in an odd spot where Varley couldn't make the save. Varley has not been at fault on any of these goals.
14 shots, 3 goals. Got to do better.
This is like the Islanders winning games. We had like 15 shots against Carolina, and we were playing Kochekov.
Same thing.
Holy shit. We could lose this game.
Let's get some more comments. Maybe we'll cheer us up.
X needs to start starring more comments there. Write this down. The
White
Jets will win.
versus the Fins. I don't know about that.
Drew L.
says, I will say I've been very impressed with the way Samuel Bolduc has developed this season. He's really looking like a decent, steady Eddie defenseman for us. Absolutely. You should be playing young guys. You shouldn't be going up and pissing away draft picks for freaking Bertuzzo.
I think he's on a one-way contract. I can't remember. I think he's on a one-way contract. If he gets sent down, he's got to be waived. So, and honestly, that's a guy where I'd be like, yes, Barzal is earning his money, TJ. Yes, as of right now, he absolutely is earning his money. Here's the thing. Look at his production over the last 10 games. He's like on like I'll tell you how many points he has in the last 10 games. He's been spectacular. But when I'm making those comments, okay, if you're going to earn $9 million plus as a winger, you have to be consistently every year at least a point a game player or better. And historically, Matt Barzal hasn't been that since his rookie season. That's just the truth of it. I love Matt Barzal.
Why does Anaheim fuck with it along the blue line and then turn it over? Get it out of your zone, shithead. I mean, my God. It's tough. Oh, who the hell was that?
Oh, my God. It went out of his way, and it led to 2-on-1.
Who was that?
Which Islander was positionally unsound and tried to go ahead and shoot up the ice? I'm just going to take a guess that's Romanoff. I have no idea, but I'm going to take a guess that was probably Romanoff.
No, I don't think it was Romanoff. I think it was...
It was Dobson. No, he looks too small. It can't be Dobson.
No, it was Dobson. It was absolutely was Dobson. It was Dobson.
What the fuck is he doing?
No idea.
What the hell was that?
That was a terrible. First of all, Romanoff was not back. I don't know where the hell he was. That's a bad decision by Dobson. And here's the thing. Look at that. I called.
Well, look at this. We said a bad decision by Noah Dobson.
I called out one of my boys because you know what? We're nothing but fair on the show.
That was a bad decision by Noah Dobson. Oh, look at this, Grump. Rick Roma.
Rick Roma says a win tonight and the Islanders are only 4 points behind the Rangers. Maybe Phil knows what he's talking about. Yeah, but the Rangers have 2 games in hand as well. So just pump the brakes on that, Rick.
What if we lose tonight 3-2 against the Anaheim Ducks? If we lose tonight against the Anaheim Ducks, wow. Are they going to start calling for Lane Lambert's head again? Nick C. Grumpy.
Bolduc has improved a lot since the beginning of the season. Got to keep giving him ice time. Absolutely. That's why you don't trade for guys. That's why you develop guys in the minors. You let them step up and learn.
Absolutely.
That's what you do. And looking at Bertuzzo, I don't know. That didn't look too good. Milo Brown said on a talented team, Barzy would totally earn his money. 100%.
Yes, 100%. I 100% agree with you too. And that was the case we're making. I'm like, it's almost impossible to trade him because on this team, I'm not sure he's ever going to score enough points to earn that contract. But this year, I think he's doing it. I think he's fantastic. He's the best forward we have, and it's not even close for second.
It's not even close for second. You're right.
Yep. Drew L. Robbie.
Damn, since when did Casey forget how to dangle? Nah, that's not his game.
Rick Roma.
Is Lou Amarillo an early candidate for GM of the year? Why? Because he acquired 2 bottom 6 defensemen, who one of them's not even going to play when everyone's healthy. I don't know. I'd say no. But he has won the award for not doing anything before, twice.
He won the off-season general manager of the year award. I'm sorry. I just it's too early yet. The team would have to really perform well. We're hot right now. I'd be shocked if we lose this game. Absolutely shocked. I still would be shocked. That's all I'm going to say. Casey, a backhand in the tour department was sweet, says Carlos there. John A. Grumpy.
Got to give the old buzzard credit for the defensive fill-ins, but him having to do this is an indictment on the AHL team and development of players. Absolutely, which I said earlier in the show today.
Okay. I don't get the love affair for the moves he made. He picked up a defenseman who was waived. We didn't have a defenseman. We need to fill a spot, and conveniently – there was a defenseman who's had a lot of NHL experience who was waived. I think it was a no-brainer for him to pick him up.
Oh, no call. Okay. Romanov totally selling out and throwing himself on the ice. The other guy had more wheels.
Did he not make contact with the guy's skates behind him? He didn't make contact with any of the puck?
Oh, my God. They called the tripping penalty on after what they just let go for the Islanders. They call a trip on Fowler. I can't believe it.
See, I think, that's a bad.
I don't know how you let the first one go and call that one. You either don't call either, or you call both.
This is your team sucks, so you don't get the calls treatment, I think.
Absolutely.
And that's Fowler's literally pointing right at the one where he's like, Romanov just tackled our guy. He
stepped on Fowler's stick. But here's the thing. Romanov absolutely tripped the Anaheim guy. You got to make that call. Never touched.
I like how they're zooming in on the Islanders telecast. Yeah, you see this trip right here? He just went ahead and tripped him. He stepped right on top of that stick.
That's it. He stepped on the stick. I think the Islanders are going to tie the score here.
Yes, the Islanders will tie the game up 3-3. Our power play's been hot. Anaheim blows. We're tying the game up right here. Rick Roma says Lou hasn't lost that that fastball after all these years.
Keep it by Dobson. What a keep in by Dobson. Goal, tie game. Barzell. I mean, Dobson stops the puck from getting out of the zone.
Wow, nice shot. I'll tell you one thing. Anaheim's been fucked with that call. They were just tripped on that side. Romanov just tripped them. And then not even 10 seconds later, Fowler gets called for tripping call, and they scored. And they score.
Ooh, Dobson keeping it in. It was
close.
It was close.
You don't think it kept it in? I think he kept it in. He kept that puck in.
I think when he touched the puck, he was outside the zone. That's what I think.
He kept up. Are they like going to review or something?
He barely. I thought he was outside the zone. It doesn't matter. There's no way he can challenge. But he's pissed off and he should be, because Romanov absolutely tripped the guy, and then
if I'm a Ducks fan, I'm pissed off because I'll be like, we just got fucked.
Yeah. See, I think when he touched the puck in, I think he was outside the zone. But
you can be outside the zone. I think you just can't let the puck go out, Grump. As long as the puck stayed in.
If he's outside the zone, so is the puck. And he threw it forward, and it landed, just on the blue line.
Here's the thing: the Islanders will win this game. It didn't matter whether it was a bullshit. It was a bullshit call that they didn't call against us. But here's the thing: we were still going to win this game.
Yeah, I just thought
we're still going to win this game.
But that's what you see, right? Barzell, Horvat. Horvat brings something different to the table than Anders Lee. That's for certain.
Matt Barzell already has 10 goals on the year.
Yeah, which is, has he ever had? I think he's had 20 once, hasn't he?
Yep. Or was that a high stick that Anaheim's trying to sell?
I don't know. I think you watch. They're gonna try to.
They're gonna make a makeup call or some bullshit is what's gonna happen, because it was that's Matt Barzell's 10th goal, and that's another multi-point game here for Noah Dobson. 2 assists tonight for Noah Dobson. Yep. Frank says, "Hit the thumbs up, help the boys out. It's the holidays." Absolutely, that's right. Thanks for hit the thumbs up, guys, if you like the content there. Let's take a look.
Oh my God! Penalty. Threw the puck out of the zone. See, that's Anaheim. How he even threw the puck out of the zone from where he was. That number 60 guy again. He's the worst player on their team. He's the one who let Fasching steal the puck for the first goal. He threw it across ice. I'm like,
you wonder how teams are as shitty as they are. They do dumb. No, that's Jakob Silverberg, number 33, did it. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Gauthier stick Carlson in the face. No call.
That's what I asked you. I said, did he get a high stick in the face? He was trying to sell it.
Oh, my. And no, it was 16 who threw it was 16. Silverberg. Okay. Terrible. From where he was, I don't even know how you get out of the ring.
Oh, you say somebody got high stick? Because I thought someone was trying to sell it.
Carlson got high stick by Gauthier. That's what happened.
Damn.
No call.
Damn, boys. Well,
here's the thing. That's why I don't ever want to hear, because the Islanders get a shitload of calls. I'm going to tell you. Get a lot of calls.
I'm not complaining, but I just hate when fucking fans complain that we don't get the calls. Here's the thing. We're going to score again. We're winning this game 5-3 because we're getting an empty netter too.
I think if the play, boy, Matty B, I can't believe they actually clean it. Yeah,
you said what, Grumpy?
One on Matty B was 1-on-3. Sometimes you just got to dump it a little deep there. Just got to dump it deep.
What were you saying, Grumpy, before you interrupted yourself?
Again, can't clear the zone. The Ducks suck.
What were you going to say, Grump?
Nothing. Just move on.
Jesus Christ. Can't finish your thoughts? That's
Just
fine.
move on. Gibson
All
getting
right,
traded.
comments.
Grump, that was a classic interference penalty. Guy wasn't engaging the puck. Which one? You're talking about the one with Gauthier? Took a fucking dive. Absolutely not.
Where he threw his hands up like this?
Absolutely. That's a dive. John A says Gibson getting traded to the Devils is the latest rumor. Well,
I'm not sure he really has much.
He's been good tonight. There's nothing in front of him. There's absolutely nothing in front of him. 4 points out of first in the West after this win. Let's go. Just remember, Islanders, the second half of the season, a lot of road games. Don't forget that.
Here you go, Grumpy. Jack Daniels.
Before anyone gets too pumped up. LOL, don't you dare talk about our bottom six guys, DJ. You mess with them, you mess with the Lamanites. Careful.
That's correct. They love to celebrate all the bottom six. I'm just not like that. Frank, Grumpy.
Where's Wally? Holmstrom's been invisible lately. That's what he is, a ghost. Wally's turn. What WTF? He won a game in OT. Way to reward him, Lou. Yeah, they don't give a shit about him. They don't like him. Period. They'd rather play a Gauthier than him.
He's getting no legitimate chance. His ability or his run with the Islanders is done. Trade him away. He's got no value left. Trade him and avoid the holiday rush. Nick C said, beautiful passing play by the fourth line. Mm-hmm.
It was Fashing driving the net, drawing number 60 away, which led to that goal. Gauthier's been good. Maybe lowercase good, not uppercase. Carlos says bottom six, top six, who cares? Well, that's the top six guys score in playoffs. Bottom six guys usually don't.
Got a comment here from Jack Daniels.
Romanov is actually garbage. Every time we get scored on, he's right in the middle of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's the worst. He's the worst defenseman for me. He's terrible. Nick C says, realistic question. Wally has been given time to play and hasn't really stood out. How many minutes does he get in a game? How many games did he play? I know he hasn't been given the best chance, but yet also have to earn it. Where does he fit on his team? He had more points than Holmstrom, but they force feed Holmstrom into the lineup. Period.
On the first line, multiple occasions.
First line. Wally 5 minutes, then dump him on the third line.
John A.
Bertuzzo with his Frankenstein size skates.
Yep. Brett W.
Ross almost got into it with JGP. He's not going to fight anybody.
Frank
says, dude, Wally won a game in overtime. He gets no chances. He's way more valuable than Holmstrom or Fashing. I think Fashing. Here's the thing. You want to know something? I think all three of them should be in the starting lineup. That's what I think.
Who should be out then, Grump?
Anders Lee. He ain't done shit. He's done nothing. He plays on the first line. Got 10 points in 28 games. You watch. If we score here, he'll be out here in the closing minute to get another cheap empty.
Try to vulture himself a little empty net point.
Absolutely. It's the only time he really skates hard. Nick DJ,
okay.
DJ,
really quickly. Yeah.
Did you guys talk about Paul the bitch yet? Yes, we did.
Yeah, I did. Noah Dobson's already played 23 minutes tonight. Drew L. Grumpy.
Wally is never going to get a chance as long as Lou is running the show. He's telling Lane not to play Wallstrom. I don't know what the dynamic is, but he's absolutely not going to get. He'll be moved at the deadline. He'll be the throw-in to get some other guy on some other 35-year-old on an expiring deal that we can sign to an 8-year extension. My God, they're just terrible.
What do you think about Matt Martin being placed on, off, and on IR? Wink, wink. I don't know.
He's not playing again.
TJ, you're hard to tolerate. The Islanders have been on fire the last 10 or 12 games. Yeah, I've said that. We're the hottest team in the NHL. I agree. Lane won't get fired. I think he'll be fired at one point this year. If shit goes bad, he absolutely will. I
wasn't calling for Lane to be fired.
Neither was I, but I think he will.
Some of the Lamanites were just talking that way.
I'm not calling for him to be fired. I think he will. And the reason is because he looks helpless at times behind the bench when shit goes bad. And it's just not a good look. If shit goes bad, absolutely Drew L says, one thing, even good teams lose to horrendous teams too. The Panthers just got demolished by the Kraken yesterday. Yeah, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. That's why they play all 82 games. And that's why, like, when you finish 8th every year and you lose in the first round of the playoffs, you're a meh team. Or you finish 7th in the conference and you lose in the first round of 6 games to Carolina, you're like a meh team. Nick C said, I really feel like when the D core is fully healthy, Aho has to be the one that sits. He gets beat in so many puck battles, just doesn't have the size.
Sounds like Mike Riley.
Here you go. X-Pun said, the Caps are moving. Frank Grumpy.
You realize we're missing 3/4 of our defensemen. Are we?
What? No.
We're
We're missing 2. We're missing 2 guys right now.
Pelican Pulak, right?
Pelican Pulak, yep.
I mean,
Butchie own Biz once again.
Oh my God, they just can't get the puck past anybody. They're horrible.
It's like the puck is always spinning on them. It's like it's never level. It's like bouncing. It's like, ugh.
They don't look at what they're doing.
They don't focus enough on the little things. That's why they suck an ass too.
Yeah.
Got to focus more on the small things. The small things carry over into big plays. Simple as that.
Very true.
How are my favorite online friends? Doing well, David Sean McDonald. Hopefully you're doing well too. Rick Roma, Grumpy.
Henrique, future Islander. Absolutely. First round pick, Oliver Wahlstrom for Adam Henrique. He's 34 years old. He's worth a 6-7 year extension. I'm certain of it.
Lose number 1 trade target, Adam Henrique. Oh, gosh.
Frank says, well, TJ, you millennial moron, way to say there's no way we can lose is called jinxing. I don't think TJ has any power whatsoever to affect these games. None.
I'll tell you this. If me saying something has an outcome on how people are playing in Belmont and people playing at UBS Arena, we've got other problems. TJ in the future should make a scoreboard to keep track of the live score. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've thought about it before. Frank says here, thank God for the Grumpy Old Man, because TJ sometimes makes me want to rip my hair out. X store comments. What the fuck is X doing over here? Come on, X.
According to Garth, it was the owners.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. Ownership, fuck. I don't know. It's just what I told you. Hey, this is what we're doing, my friend. Maybe it's ownership, but the only time he came out to say that was after he stopped getting paid. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Who the hell knows?
Nice smooth transition from Bolduc right there, but he had to pass it to Frankenstein on the other side. So, well, that number 60. Every time he touches the puck, he turns it over. He looks like the Anders Lee of defense.
Fuck. And that's not a compliment.
It's turned over.
Greg Frost, Grump.
I read it already.
You already read it? Turning point. Laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Rick Roma.
Bitchinette knows exactly what he's doing. Butch took the bait. LOL.
Butch is just old. It's just like Grumpy. Frank Grumpy.
Okay, Grumpy old man. Here's the issue. Tavares made a verbal deal with Snow. No, he didn't. Absolutely not. If you're, you know what? Then he knows. Then Garth knows even a worse GM than I thought. Because
verbal deal. Let's go ahead and make it. Let's make a written deal. Let's make a signed deal.
It's on Snow for not getting it in writing. Then he doesn't keep his word. He hurts us for decades. We would have 2 ones and 2 good players. No, it's his. He negotiated with him how many times, and Tavares kept on pushing it. Well, we'll do this. We'll wait. You got to move the guy. It's all on the GM. Don't blame the player. The player earned unrestricted free agency. The GM had to sign him. If you couldn't sign him, you move him. Period. Garth's fault. His biggest failure.
Do you remember when that bastard was doing stuff like, I'm the captain, that's why I didn't want to be traded? Like, at the end of the day, he was pulling out every fucking line and excuse that he could. Like, oh, I just don't want to be traded. I'm the captain of the team. And, hey, my heart's always here on Long Island. I never want to leave. I want to be an Islander for life. He was saying all that shit. Yeah. Tim J. Grumpy.
Cannot believe how bad our coverage is on our own end. No wonder we can never hold a lead.
The fact that it's a 3-3 tie against Anaheim at home is a little concerning. Anaheim's not a good team,
We've
but you
outplayed them by a
need to
ton.
win this game. What?
We've outplayed them by a ton today.
Yeah, I'd like to see us win, though. This is a game I don't want to see us lose.
Next comment. Tell
Nick
Lex
is
to
up.
stop with the comments. Too close to the end of the game. Nick A says,
Hold on, what did you say, Grumpy?
Because now you're getting on it for doing comments, so now he's just bam, 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 bam.
Well, we got a lot of comments to get through, buddy.
Yeah, well, we won't get to all of them with 4 minutes to go.
Stop watching TV and keep reading, Grump.
He tried the game in the final seconds, so don't expect the fans to be too happy about Tavares 1,000 points. Okay, the fans are like children. They're always going to hate him. They boo him anytime he steps on the ice. It's just silly. It's just silly.
Frank,
if we had one players versus Tampa who we had on the ropes, and that potential player could advance us where we kill the Habs and win the cup, that's how I think. You know what, Frank? If this is the random thought in your head, you need to clear it up because I can't understand what you're saying.
No, Grumpy.
I cannot understand what he's saying.
John Tavares. If we traded away John Tavares, we could have had that good player. Maybe that good player would have helped us win the cup. That's what he's saying.
That's on the GM. Don't blame the player. That's on the GM. It's not the player's fault. He was an unrestricted free agent. The GM couldn't get the deal done. He listened to the player instead of doing his job, which to make the team better. Sorry. Christopher C. says Brock Nelson's goal should have counted. No, it was a high stick. Please, come on. It was not a high stick. It was like here. I mean, well up. He didn't argue it. Absolutely didn't argue it. Drew says, yeah, this Islanders game is painful to watch. I'm turning on the Knicks. Most Islanders games are painful to watch. JP says, Grump, we'll have to agree to disagree about Wall. He played like the best goalie in the league in the 50 minutes before his injury versus Ottawa. One game don't make a season. Sorry.
Rick Romo. How about Leo, 3 games? Does 3 games make a turning point?
Yes. Rick Romo says Leo Carlson is on pace for 30 goals and 50 points. He looks like a great young star. Come on. He looks – no. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to go where Grumpy is. He's just young. He's got a lot of room to improve.
I'm just saying right now, there's nothing that I see about him that jumps off the table and says, great player. You
verbatim said they should have picked somebody else with that selection.
I believe that at the draft night, too. I didn't think he was the second best player in the draft.
Freedom Fund Adventure, Grumpy.
Grumpy and TJ, did X show up for work? Yes, he's doing comments.
He's slacking.
Because he didn't want the Islands to trade him and have the changing a route in the city. That wasn't Toronto for months and a year. He admitted in an article. I don't care. You're the GM. You're the man in charge, not the fucking player. It's all on the GM. I don't care that he said he didn't want the Islanders to trade him. Too bad. Too bad. Gar Snow had all the power. He decided not to use it. He lost the player for nothing. That's on Gar Snow. He deserved to get fired after that.
I'm not your buddy. I'm your boss, and I manage things. Occasionally, I've got to make hard decisions. You'd be too chummy.
Oh, my God. Guy missed a wide open net.
Rick Roma. And Carlson's 18 years old. Yeah, I think he's got upside. Grumpy's all pissy today. I don't know what he is. Grumpy's really angry right now.
I'm not pissy at all, honestly.
Oh my God! Yeah, I just see what you saw. How the hell did number 19 miss that shot point blank?
I don't know how he missed the net. JP says, I wasn't arguing that Wallace had a great year, but he was starting to turn the corner in 2 games for his injury, and that kid has talent to be really freaking good. He was really good to start the year, and then he really cooled off.
Grumpy, why are you saying this? Was he on your fantasy team or something?
No.
Usually you bitch about players like that if you're on your fantasy. My little brownie.
If the Islanders fans can keep chanting Potvin sucks 40 years later, Islanders fans can still hate on John Farmers for saying allegedly, don't trade me, I love it here. However, I agree that it's all on Snow. Yeah, I think the Ranger fans saying Potvin sucks, it puts a smile on my face because it's like, you're morons. Sorry.
Look at it like this. If I go in I've got a job and they're talking, or I'm new to the company, or I've been with them for a long time, and my boss is determining they've got a big project that needs to be done. And my boss is trying to determine who should be in charge of this project. I say, oh man, I'm great with this. I use Excel like nobody else's business. I do this well, I do that well. And boss puts me on the job, or boss keeps me doing something even though I'm not committing or doing that. And I fuck up. I do terribly. Well, it's my fault, but it's also the boss's fault. What type of decision did he make? I don't know. So it's, John, it was a shitty analogy. It didn't hit. But yeah, John Tavares should have just been honest, but Garth Snow should have also not allowed him.
Penalty on the Islanders.
With 2 minutes fucking left, of course.
Trip, minute 45. He tripped him. He absolutely did. I'll bet you Bush is saying it wasn't a trip, though. If I'm a bet fan, Bush is saying that's not a trip.
Honestly, that's kind of a soft call. That's a soft call. Come on.
No, it's not.
I think that's soft.
When you call a guy stepping on a stick a penalty, guess what? That's a penalty.
Okay. It's a soft call. I think that the officials have been miserable all game today. They've been miserable in our favor and against us right now. I
don't know what Bush has to say about this. I just wonder what his excuse is going to be.
I'll put it loud for you. How about that?
We saw the penalty earlier. Watch the play. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, he was crossing over with his feet trying to get away. Well, look at the crossover. He trips on Bertuzzo's legs in the crossover. I know you can call a trip if you stick your leg out, but I don't think that's what Robert Bertuzzo was doing there. No, that was not in my opinion, a minute and 45 to go. That's very ticky-tack.
There you go, Butch. There you go. Hero of the people, Butch.
I always love when he does that shit.
He grabbed him. It doesn't matter.
Simon Holmstrom scores! The Islanders take a 4-3 lead in regulation. Another shorthanded goal for Simon Holmstrom.
I missed that.
What?
Breakaway, right? Because he's goal hanging. He goal hangs. You wonder why he's got those short hit? He goal hangs.
Who the fuck is that? John Gibson blows. John Gibson blows. Keep telling me how he's anything. I remember I told you he looks fucking awful in that. He blows. John Gibson, if the Devils trade for him, please do. Please trade for John Gibson. It guarantees that the Devils do not make any impact.
Let me tell you something. That's a nice shot by Holmstrom. Right over top shoulder. That's a nice
shot. Was it? I thought he let it in weak side under his arm.
No. They'll show
okay, I guess we'll see it in a second.
That's a really nice shot.
Do you like how they were going to call that an interference penalty too anyway? It was going to be a 4-on-4?
I don't know. No.
Yeah, it was a nice shot. Holy fuck. That was a snipe.
He grabbed Pajot. He absolutely grabbed Pajot.
That was a great shot. Carlson on defense! It was Carlson.
I told you Carlson sucks. That's a nice
That was a hell of a shot.
Nice shot. I mean, he's in position. I mean, right? He goes down top shelf right over the shoulder. Here's the thing.
It makes up for the fucking shitty shot he just had.
That's why if your butterfly goalies are always down, if you can pick top corners, you're gonna score on them all day long. They don't let the low goals in.
He has 4 shorthanded goals this year. He has 8 goals on the season. 4 of them have been shorties.
That was a beautiful goal.
That's honestly probably the most impressive goal I've seen from him this season.
Absolutely.
That's impressive.
Of course, it was like I was defending him out there because Carlson sucks. All you got to do is ride him into the corner, right? I mean, Carlson is not great. I'll be honest with you. He's not good at this point. Not saying he can't get good, but man, he blows. You called it 5-3, didn't you?
Was that? Yeah, I said 5-3. Yep. They got an empty net right here. I'm just going to get an empty net goal.
I mean, here's the thing. Anaheim won't score. They're terrible.
Anaheim blows.
It's like when Anaheim has the puck, it's like a rubber ball.
I was about to ask, is the ice conditions shitty here? Because it is bouncing. The puck is bouncing everywhere right now tonight.
I think that when they have the puck, it looks like it's a rubber ball, like a super ball.
Because they just can't control the puck?
They can't handle anything.
Yeah, we're about to win this game. That was a hell of a goal by Simon Holmstrom.
Oh, 19 seconds.
Yeah, well, there's 5 left now. Yeah. I have a feeling that stadium jersey will be disappointing. TJ, are you going to get your Pizza Father a good gift this year, or are you still going to be a Scrooge? I get great gifts. That's all I got to say. I got to get Grumpy a Christmas gift now that I'm remembering that. Thanks for the reminder. Thanks for the reminder, Freedom Fun Adventure. JP Grump
says, I have no animus whatsoever against JT. Our franchise wasted his career. Absolutely.
Tony Cheese.
I was just wondering why a moderator's comment from earlier is being ignored. Because X picks the comments.
That's correct. You got X to point the finger at. Ivan D. Grump.
As an Islanders fan, there has been a game this year that I haven't sweat.
Even this game, I was kind of sweating for a bit. I mean, shit. A little bit.
No.
Here's another
Well,
one-goal game.
okay.
All of our games are one-goal games.
Anaheim calls a timeout with 5 seconds left. Guys, you know what? Why don't you just go back to the locker room? This game's over. Milo Brownie says, JP, I disagree. That was shit ownership and management. Could have signed a 2-year deal to see what Lou and Barry brought to the table before he defected. No way. No, Milo Brownie. Totally disagree. There's no way at 28 years old he's going to sign a 2-year deal. No freaking way.
Yep. He wouldn't do that.
Nope.
Matthew S.
Mayfield is garbage. I hope he never comes back. I like it. Stop.
Hold on, is Mayfield hurt?
He's not
Yeah, he's
playing
hurt. Yeah, he's hurt. I think he's banged up too. Yeah, so I guess we're missing half our defense score.
Tony Pino Jr. says, Grump, think we make the playoffs now? Because I know you said nowhere we make the playoffs this year. I'll be able to tell you by January 1st that we're going to make playoffs.
Yep.
The stretch where we play, well, we knew that was happening. The stretch where we play Washington a couple times and Pittsburgh a couple times.
And Carolina.
And that's going to determine. If we go on a skid there, no, I don't think we're going to make it. That said, hey, we're doing a good job on the homestand. We're undefeated on the homestand. Can't ask more than that. We're going to lose to Boston on Saturday, of course. But, hey, first 5 games, you can't really complain about it. Freedom Front Bench says Lou blew it. Losing Johnston for nothing. Could have dumped Martin, who was done in the UFA this summer, but it wasn't even a consideration because Martin lives in the cul-de-sac. Grumpy, sing us, should I stay or should I go? Not today.
Sing it, Grumpy. Should I stay or should I go now?
You know who sings that song, TJ?
Who's that?
The Clash.
Wow. Good to know. Jackson T.
I'm at the game. It's very quiet. I bet you got loud right at the end, though. Tony Pino Jr. says, how's the Horvat trade now?
It helps for the now. It's not good for the future. It's the product again. We've traded away our first round pick 4 years in a row. We're probably going to do that a 5th year in a row. It's just not good business. You don't have the ability to have young players come in and backfill. Think about this. If we were keeping first round picks, Simon Holmstrom, right? That guy's a very effective bottom 6 guy. The majority of his production comes when he's shorthanded. For whatever fucking reason, it just does. When he's 5-on-5, when he's
a goal hanger. He's always up by the blue. He's a goal hanger. He's a goal hanger. That's what he does. Look at what happens. He's always up by the blue line. He's getting those pucks at the blue. He's a goal hanger. That's what he does. Next.
Well, here's what I'll say, Grumpy, real quick before you interrupt me. He's a guy 5-on-5. We saw him miss point blank on 2 freaking whacks the puck in front of the net. When he goes shorthanded, it's like something different. It flips in his head, and he finally goes ahead and shows what he can do. Yeah, Grumpy. Okay, we're reading the rest of the comments. We got it, Grumpy. Okay, Goo.
Was it a good idea of mine looking over the merch at the Islanders lab site?
No, not today. Not today. Sorry, Goon. We were too invested with the game. That's all. That's all we were doing there. John A. Grumpy.
Really moved by Lou not trading him 2 years ago at his peak. I don't know who he's talking about.
That's right. Oliver Wahlstrom. That's 100% right.
But that's what they do with every young guy. They totally depress their value and then they lose them for nothing. Drew says, Svechnikov has been very injury prone these last couple of years. Everything okay with him? He had the knee injury and he's got an upper body injury now. So who knows?
Yep.
It's not the same thing. Gungo says, another night with no Wally. I guess Louis can't get anything in return for that sad sack while he's stuck in Islanders purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Milo Brown says, JP, I agree with you. Tavares did what's best for himself. That's why that whole shit show was on snow. After all, I did donate to the billboard. Kidding.
I remember the good old billboard days there, Grumpy. Freedom Fund Adventure says, 100% agree with my friend. TJ, it's the players. It's not the coaches and the general manager. TJ, you're getting ready to play Santa at the mall. Oh, God. Raymond is not paying the bills. Making some cash for the baby. Hold on. It's because of the beard, I guess. Mario, Grumpy.
I think Trotz really solidified the cul-de-sac mentality on the locker room. His preferential treatment of vets relative to young players fed an already a group of fat cows. A fat group of fat cows. Yep, true. Freedom Fund Adventure. Look, Lou is a well-documented bully. He takes a dislike to a player and he tries to destroy him. Absolutely. He's done it repeatedly. Wiley is not 100% either, and Lou hates him. Lou pays is, guys. Absolutely.
Jason Cameron.
Grump is an oldie but a goodie, but a goldie. He's a classic. Thank you, Jason.
There it is. JP Grumpy.
Grump, I agree 100%. No meritocracy under Beaky the Buzzard. There's the cul-de-sac crew, and there's the black sheep. Most of them have black aces. We have sheep. Oh, well.
I will say this. Is it weird that we squeaked out a 1-goal victory against the Anaheim Ducks? Hold on. All these games we're winning are like we're winning a guy a goal or losing by a goal. Every game. Goon.
How tough was Aaron Asham? Could he smash him? Aaron Asham was tough. He was pretty tough.
Drew L.
Opinion, which trade from Lou has been the worst besides Devon Taves?
I think it's a tie between the Jean-Gabriel Pageau trade and the Kyle Palmieri trade, perhaps.
Pageau and then Palmieri.
Palmieri has 18 points right now, Grumpy. Check up stats. Come on, damn it.
I don't care.
Bob, son of Stan, how are you doing?
So what does that translate to? 40 points? $5 million a year for a guy who plays on the second line gives
18 points in 28 games. It's like probably like 50s.
I'm going
to Adventure says here that son of a bitch Greg Prado never covered my band HOPENY when we played at Hofstra. I can't wait for the Islanders to be sellers in Lou fire. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't see him getting fired anytime soon, and we will not be sellers. We're going to be buying at the deadline. Buy. Give up another year's first-round pick. 5 of them in a row? We don't need them. We could just continue to build our team by drafting no players in the first round. Yeah! JP Grumpy.
Or any other round for that matter. Jack Benny also played a mean violin. That's true, he did.
Mario Grump here.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Wallstrom in a first for Henrique. That would be come on. I think the fan base would revolt. Asapcam. Congrats, TJ, on the new Little Islanders fan.
Thank you. We beat down Pajama Boy. Absolutely, we did here. That was Lou's draft pick, says Drew there, Grumpy.
Remember, guys, Lou took Holmstrom over guys like Tomasino, Kaliyev, and McMichael. Thanks, Lou. Really? Because they're outperforming him. They're all outperforming him.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It was a nice goal by Simon Holmstrom.
Yep.
For whatever reason, the guy can't do a damn thing unless he's shorthanded. Think about that. Half of his goals on the season have come shorthanded.
He goal hangs. He's a goal hanger. He's hanging at the blue line, hoping to get a breakaway. TJ, about an hour ago, there was absolutely no way they lose the Ducks. Well, they didn't lose to the Ducks.
And they didn't. Yes, I was right. Woo! Oh, my. 3-2 Anaheim. TJ taking a page out of Grumpy's book. Fire up the tanks. We fucking suck. Send a Varley to the Russian front.
I like that.
The TJ Jinx strikes again. Ivan D says here, you two are bad karma for the Islanders. You're the two grumpy guys off the Muppets. The unluckiest goals I've seen this season.
Goals I've seen all season. I don't think you've seen enough goals this year, Nick. Drew says, TJ and X, I sent you something. Freedom Fund Event says, TJ gets cut off in traffic in Nebraska, wherever he lives, and he starts telling Dr. Page, I can't see who it is, but I guarantee you that's Romanov.
Oh, damn it. There it is. Hold on. Now, we do have this here. I'll show you. This is from Simon Holmstrom earlier on in the period, the third period, where he whiffed point blank. Oh, God. Let's take a listen.
Oh, my God. How the fuck did
you miss that, Holmstrom?
Not once, but twice. No one there. He missed a wide open net twice.
I need to get Phil on right now. I need to get the head laminate on. Ask him how the hell Simon Holmstrom missed that twice.
I can tell you why he missed it, because he sucks.
First liner, baby. He's got top 6 potential. Is that how bad my microphone on my computer sounds without my mic hooked up?
Yes.
Oh, God. That's not going to sound good in post. Okay. Well, thank you, Drew, for sending that to me. Hey, you know what? He completely redeemed himself with the goal he scored in the toy department. Huge goal. Great shot. Great finish by him. I don't know why he plays only so well shorthanded. I wish I knew the answer to that, Grumpy.
Well, I have no answer for it either.
Well, Grump, let's wrap it up. We're not going to get through all the rest of the comments, but let's wrap it up. Grumpy, what do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens, and even those who don't, from TJ and the Grumpy Old Man.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. Hey, huge goal by Simon Holmstrom to win us the game. A game where, a little close for comfort, I'd say, against the Anaheim Ducks.
Even when we were down 3-2, like I said, you watch Anaheim, it's like they're not going to win the game.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Anaheim, with the tripping penalty that happened by Romanov, who slid into the back of somebody's legs as he was doing a spinorama move, and then 2 seconds later the Ducks wound up tripping our player, we score immediately on a power play to go 3-2 to 3-3. Do you think Anaheim fans should have the right to be upset about that? Do you think they had any outcome on the game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, without a doubt. I just wanted to let you know that Anaheim's 1-9 in their last 10 games, and actually 1-10 in their last 11. They suck. They absolutely suck. There's a reason why. You watch a team like that, and it's like, how do they win any games? Anaheim could not make a pass from one guy. They could not string 2 passes together without turning it over, throwing it too far, throwing it behind a guy, hitting him in the skates. Terrible. Really quickly, one more time. What's the record in the last however many games? I think they're 1-10 in the last 11. You talk about teams on polar opposites. The Islanders are red hot. The Anaheim Ducks are freezing cold. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching here the show today. Thank you so much, Grumpy. Thank you so much, everyone, for liking, commenting. Hopefully my mic and all the other problems with my computer will be fixed here for next episode. Are you speaking? Actually, they're 1 of their last 13. They're 1-12 in their last 13 games. No overtime losses. Just losses. I don't know if they're overtime losses. One was a shootout loss. Everything was a regulation loss. No, I'm sorry. The shootout was their only win. Every other game was a regulation loss. 1-12, Grumpy? In their last 13? 6, 7, 8. Yes, 1-12 in their last 13. Their only win was a shootout win over Colorado. 1-12. They suck. Like I said, you watch that's tough game to watch. When you see it really was. It did just terrible, But thank you so much, Grumpy. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be live with you this Saturday when the Islanders play the Boston Bruins. That'll be a toughie. What I'd like to see us take better effort against the Boston Bruins game than we did tonight against the Anaheim Ducks. They're going to be a much tougher opponent. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in, watching the show here tonight. Big goal again, one more time by Simon Holmstrom. Congratulations. Woo! A little round of applause. Good job by him. Hudson Fasching looked good tonight. Nothing Varley could have done differently. And good all the way around. We got a win. That's what I like to see. Thank you so much, Grumpy. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow on TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. Don't forget, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Grumpy. And thank you, Son X. My pleasure.